Alright, welcome everyone to the first episode of the Lich's Archive. This is our first long-standing campaign. Really not much to be said. We have the usual people as well as a new person joining us, Luca. So, I don't know, it's weird getting started after not DMing for quite a while. I don't think we need to go into like too many introductions. Instead, I'll just set the scene and we'll see where this goes. And everything looks like it's going well, I believe.
For now.
For now. You know, things can go bad at a moment's notice. Checking my volume here. Yeah, everything I think is going to be good. Alright, so. Welcome to the world of Antonio. The year is 1853 by the dwarven calendar of Char. The nations in this world vary drastically from one to another. Sitting in the center of these land masses is the continent of Manor, where its nations live in the shadow of the Ivory Tower and under the watchful eye of the Circle of Magi. Few are able to visit this island, but those that do come back with stories of caution as to what it was like there and the strange rules that you're expected to live under. Far to the south of Manor, across the ocean, you can find the deserts of Yun, where the mages and other magic users hold their seats of power in the dark mountain ranges that frame the landmass's southern edge. Here, under the perpetual darkened sky, they run their own vassal states away from the prying eyes of outsiders, chasing down whatever catches their fancy, whatever they feel they need to undertake, or whatever it is that they wish to pursue. Undead, denizens of the Deep Gloom that have come up, plenty of weird or strange denizens usually not welcomed, find this meritocracy to be a good enough home as any. The easternmost continent is the troll-infested swamps of Sigwolf, where the sacred flame rules over their lands, and they work with the Jarls there to protect their citizens while also working as guides. They work to fend off the darkness within their own nations, while also fighting against the monstrous Vicars just off the southern shores. They're probably the most united nation. They're working towards a brighter future for the nation of Sigwolf. The westernmost nation of Char is a place of lush forest and towering mountains. The elves and dwarves have profited greatly from their abundance of both raw materials and their favorable trading relations with Sigwolf and Yun. This nation is working to come together and to unite as one country, a country of elves, dwarves, septums, orcs, and recently, thanks to the immigration of Sigwolf's humans. To help facilitate this unity, the city of Aramoni has recently been founded. It's supposed to be the new capital of Char, and it's between the old capitals of Brass Peaks and Silver Lakes. However, things have started to sour after a new discovery was made on the northern island of Fingal. Trapped between the two larger nations of Char and Sigwolf, both countries have designs of their own regarding the rightful rulers of this small island. But history aside, we'll be starting our adventure in the eastern coast of Char, in the small town of Red River. A bustling town, especially on the second day of Shadow in the month of Unity. For today marks the 40th anniversary of the first Vicar attack on Char, specifically the city of Corlith, now commonly known as Red Bay. For on this day, the waters and rivers of Corlith and its two new sister towns, now known as the Three Red Cities, are dyed red in remembrance of that battle. The celebration of Red Bay lasts the entire 8 days of the week, from the day of fire to the day of arcane. Music can be heard from miles around, drinks flow almost freely, but beds tend to be few and far between, as newcomers keep popping up and visiting and seeing what exactly this celebration is all about. That being said, one of these such newcomers is actually you, Justin. What does your character look like, and set the scene for kind of what you're doing as you're walking towards this town. Music is playing loudly, there's very big crowds, not exactly a lot of checkpoints or anything like that, but there is a presence of guards that are just kind of looking over those approaching the town.
Well, we're actually starting a bit outside of town. Possibly the guards could see if they have really good vision, but our mind's eye will take us to the forest just outside of town, where a crow is currently sitting on a tree and just chilling, being a crow, when there's some rustling in the bushes nearby it. It looks down, and out from the bushes pokes the head of a small kobold. It's coming from the coast direction. It's red-scaled, it has 6 horns. As it comes out of the brush, it seems to be wearing very strange armor. Its chest piece appears to be a oven door that's just strapped to the chest. The rest of the armor seems to be made out of spoons and forks and knives all hammered together into some kind of mail. It's wearing a light brown cloak, and it carries a spear that seems to be made out of a broken broom with a meat fork and a kitchen knife strapped to the end. As it comes fully out, the crow sees that on the back, what?
Alright, sorry about that,
No
guys.
Twitch for
Just
you.
had a little slip up there, trying to get things to work. But I believe we were just with you. You were poking out Justin from a bush. You had horns, and we got all that going. Please continue, uninterrupted by my failings.
Since I forgot exactly where we were, should I just start from the top here?
If you
Shield
want.
made of hammered walk.
Or you could continue from the hammered walk.
From the hammered walk, then, the kobold steps fully out of the bush and starts sniffing the air. The wind brings the smell of food from town, and looking from that way, he smiles and his stomach rumbles and he starts walking that way.
Alright, so you're approaching the town. How tall are you?
A good 8 inches than a normal kobold would be. I haven't looked that up yet. 'Cause I forgot to.
I will look that up for you then, because I am a saint.
Now I'm curious. Now I got him.
Kobold height? They're between 2 and 3 feet tall.
3'7".
Ooh, 3'7" kobold. So you start making your way towards town, following the scents and the sounds. Indeed, food is wafting as you go. What is your passive perception, if I may be so bold?
11.
11 passive perception. Let me squirrel that away for later use, as one does. Quite a few people are outside. Are you particularly worried about them or anything like that?
Why would I be? I've never met him.
Fair enough. So, you start making your way through town. There's a couple of odd looks, as people kind of are a little taken aback by your armor and
Fashionable demeanor.
your fashionable demeanor. That's exactly what I was going to say. Huh. Everything's breaking again. Alright. We're fine. Don't worry about it. I figured out what's wrong, though, and it's completely my fault. 100% my fault as to what's going on.
What's wrong?
I would tell you guys, but then I'd have to kill you, so... The problem is when I click over, it freezes Discord. So anytime I click over on my notes, everything just stops. That's what the problem is. So, now that I figured that out and I can fully focus on this, you're making your way through town. There's a couple of crowds of people. What scents are you following? Is it hoping for... What do you like to eat?
Treats, sweets.
Sweets?
Oh yeah.
Yes, because I think
Well-
everybody else is going back down.
as you're walking, there's quite a few sounds going on and quite a few smells. There's some cryo stones around here, and they're just belting out the news. There's news of, like, the river is being turned red. It's a really big thing, and everyone's gathered around that. You can't see any rivers from where you're at, though, and you just kind of shrug that off, and you let your nose guide you as you make your way through. There's carts lining the streets. There's doors wide open. There's taverns. It's really the hardest thing is looking into these buildings. And you end up kind of heading slightly south. You know, the wind's blowing. Yeah, the wind would be blowing in, and the scents coming from that. You're just kind of following that, and you end up heading close to the, I guess, yes, you'd be heading towards the east, towards where the dock is. And there's a couple of boats pulling in as well, but you do find someone, it looks like they have quite a few pies and things like that arranged in front of them. They have sweet rolls, and there's a very kind of hefty, a ham-like woman behind it, if I may use these words to describe such a lady. She's thick-boned, she has a love of her food, you can tell that much, and she also has kind of greasy hair. It looks like she's been out here in the sun in a while. But luckily, the smell of the sweets is able to overpower whatever odors might be coming off of her. And she's kind of just calling out to anyone, and she sees you heading her way, and kind of like she locks in on you, and you can tell because her head tilts down towards you as you approach. And she says, I have quite a few sweets for you, my dear. I assume that someone like you could thicken up just a little bit. What's your poison?
Hi, ma'am. I'm pretty hungry. Can I try one of everything?
A platter? Oh, I could definitely make you a platter, you sweet little thing. And she kind of like, it looks like, you know, she bends down underneath, and you can hear the sound of just cookery getting moved around, and then you hear the sound of like some wooden, I can't think of the name, the things, the cabinets, the doors, wooden doors being opened. And she comes up, and she has a knife in one hand, and she puts down a piece of cake, and she starts cutting that. She goes down, and she comes up with like a muffin, and she cuts that in half, and she just starts cutting things up, and she goes, I guess I should ask, how do you intend on paying for this? Everything is about 2 copper. The platter itself about a silver. There's 5 things to try, you see.
I have money, ma'am. I reach into my coin pouch and pull out a gold.
A gold?
It should be enough, right?
It's more than enough. I can get you some change. And she just kind of like starts digging around, and she starts pulling out some silver, and she exchanges the gold with you, and she passes you back. I should know the denomination of silver to gold.
10?
I believe so, but I'm double checking.
10 to 1?
Yes. So she passes you back 9 silver, and she takes your gold. And she gets back to cutting up various cakes, and she starts to try to arrange it. And it looks like before she was a little frantic trying to deal with you, but now she's really putting in the time and the effort to arrange these. You've made your way down to the docks, and oddly enough, this scene is kind of playing in front of you, Luca, and James. Why don't we start with you, James? Describe your character, and we'll jump to Luca, and I'll finish explaining what you see before you.
I am standing. I have a almost a skeletal frame. I am wearing splint mail, so I'm wearing tight metal pieces bound with leather, and they're riveted together. I have a full full black cowl, complete with black gloves. I don't like my skin touching the light. I'm a little weary of it. I'm about 6'2", and I have on my pauldron, it's an inverted pyramid with a dagger through it.
Okay.
And then I have a shield bolt through the bracer on my arm, and on my hip is a longsword.
A longsword as well. Okay. And do you carry yourself with quite a bit of grace, or what's your kind of your posture like, and how tall
My
are you?
demeanor. I wouldn't say I stand with my head tall. I'm fairly prideful when I walk, but I've also it seems kind of weary in a sense. Like I've seen a lot of things. I'm a man of the world, effectively.
Okay.
So I kind of stroll by. I take in the sights. Kind of a lazy walk.
Okay. And Luca? Who are you playing? What do you look like?
Okay. So Tap Tap is a Kenku, but their coloring is more magpie rather than crow, and they're just wearing simple clothes, like simple commoner's clothes, which is black and gray, but their cloak is a little ornate. On the outside, it's pure black, but on the inside, it kind of glimmers between blue, black, and green.
Nice.
And I am using my staff to kind of rely heavily on it as I walk, and the staff looks like a shepherd's staff with a few bits dangling from it. You know, bells and whistles and whatnot. And by that I do mean bells and whistles.
Okay. As advertised, then how tall are you?
I am 5 foot even.
5 foot even. And are you familiar with this other figure that's nearby you, or do you guys kind of have some distance between you?
I would say it appears that Tap Tap is encroaching on this person's personal space. No, they're kind of trying to shrug away from me, but I'm saying something that no one can quite hear over the crowd, but you see the annoyed expression on my companion's face.
Okay. Do we see this annoyed expression on your face?
You cannot see the annoyed expression on my face because I'm wearing a full cowl.
Okay. So you kind of have it up, even with like the hot sun bearing down on you. You're still like
Always.
You have that.
Uh,
You keep that
I
thing
have,
on you.
Yeah, I have sensitive skin and kind of brittle bones, so I'm always protected by my armor.
Okay. So your ship has just pulled into the harbor. It's dropped anchor. They've put down the gangplank and they're letting people off. You can see before you a very, very busy dock. You guys were supposed to arrive in the city of Red Bay, but you've been kind of put off to the side, and the only place they could find harbor was in the city of Red River, and it doesn't seem like it's much better here. It's also just as busy. The oddest thing is, there's carts, there's shops open, but it looks like the vendors, the merchants have moved all the way down onto the dock, and they're almost predatory in their approach. As soon as anyone's stepping off of the boats, someone's calling to them, trying to get their attention. What are your passive perceptions?
12.
16.
16 and 12. Okay. So, both of you will see the oddest little red kobold in his makeshift armor who's currently being passed what's a very hefty platter of cakes and some pies, and you see there's you can. Do either of you have a sweet tooth, really, or you guys don't really partake?
I think I'd like spice.
Spice.
Not necessarily sweets, but I enjoy a good pepper.
All
Yeah.
right.
Tap Tap is very much the kind of person that would try to one-up you on any spice challenge. So, but I will never show if I'm in pain. But Tap Tap is not great with spice.
Okay.
It causes him several health issues, but God knows they won't let anyone know that.
Alright, but not the most familiar with sweet sting either. So you guys, you just see this abhorrent collection, this amalgamation of just whatever it takes to get those teeth out of your skull being passed to this kobold. But you have no idea like what's on it or what it is. But you know what? It might have
It
looked
smells
impressive,
sweet.
but now it's all been cut up into like small pieces. Still edible though. Still looks good. Probably still smells good. Where do you guys want to go as you're like you're getting ushered off of this boat rather quickly? Your traveling companion is looks like she's already gotten off slightly earlier. I forgot your name.
Selashar.
Shalashar.
Selashar.
Ooh, you gave me a tongue twister. First seal a day now this. Shalashar. Correct?
Salazar
Well,
Slytherin.
Selashar. Sel.
Sal. Alright,
Ashar.
Sal. So,
You can
Sal,
call me.
your traveling companion, the Yuntai, she's already gotten off and she looks like she's kind of making her way through the crowd as best as she can. And it's just you now and this Kenku who you look down now and you can see they're trying to talk to you, but you haven't caught a word of it.
I'll give a little bit of a shake of my head and kind of crouch down to their level. What?
Tap tap food.
You want to eat?
Always, anytime, any day. But this is said in a high-pitched voice, as in, food, anytime, any day.
Alright, well, there seems to be some sort of stand over by that little red creature. Come.
Fascinating. And all the words are kind of seem like they're jumbled together from different people's voices, and the fascinating kind of comes off as haughty and almost British sounding.
But not quite British.
Well, yes, there is no Britain in this world, but if there was, this would be British.
This would be British, right? So you guys approach this red creature. Cole, you've recently been past this, and she's actually had to like come around the side of the stall to pass to you because she couldn't lean over. And you notice they decently armored figure with a cowl and a Kenku, and the first thing you hear is the jingle of their staff. And when you turn around, it's the brightness of their cloak that just kind of contrasts against their black feathers.
Excuse me, my lady. Do you sell anything besides sweets? My companion, and I'll gesture to the Kenku, is looking for something to eat.
I'm
As he gestures to me, you just see Tap Tap's mouth open, and the sound of wood being like someone knocking on wood come out of their mouth.
okay. She looks a little taken aback. She goes, sweets are a bit of my specialty, but I could, does savory do? I'm sure I have some garlic bread, or at least some butter, and I have some bread, and we can put those together.
What do you say we wager who can handle most? You hear in a gruff, almost orcish voice.
I'm sorry.
Are you familiar with Kenku?
No, I'm not familiar with one of these either. This seems to be a first for both.
At this, Tap Tap just winks.
From my understanding, I have a fairly limited experience with them, but they can only reiterate what they've heard.
What they've heard?
Like
That's
this.
delightful, and you've trained this one then, or is that...
No, unfortunately, it started
Tap
following
Tap
me.
is Tap Tap. Tap is great.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Tap Tap. And she kind of moves back to the other side of her stall, and she starts like kind of rummaging through, looking for like a couple of things. So what are we having then? Bread for this one, and what about you, Soul?
I'm not very hungry. I'll pass. Thank you though.
Okay. Eventually she comes up with a loaf and she starts cutting it up and she starts putting various spreads on it. It is going to be 2 copper a piece. How many would you like?
Tap Tap will just hold up.
5. Very well. That will be a silver. She continues her work of spreading this, and eventually she has a nice plate with several pieces of bread, different spreads on each one. Some look to be butter, some seem to be reddish in color. Not really sure what all of them are. She kind of pushes this towards the edge of her cart, her stand. She has her hand out.
Okay, lean forward and pretend to smell. Tap Tap's sense of smell isn't great. But I'm going to pull out my coin purse and start slowly counting out coppers.
Okay.
I'm
Waiting
sorry.
kind of patiently, hands a little unsteady though.
As I'm counting these down, I'm like dropping them into my palm so they make a clanking sound.
Okay.
I'm just going to reach in, grab a silver, and just put in her hand. I'm gonna go put 2 silver in her hand.
Tap Tap is just gonna shy away real quick and just rub their palm.
I'm sorry. Keep the change.
Yes, Cole.
Throughout this entire procedure here, the kobold had turned around after like shoving his face full of it, stopped with a big piece of pie in his hand, and has just been staring at the Kenku with his eyes like big as saucers.
Like cat irises, just.
You're like there, like the pie's like slowly starting to droop.
Okay,
A little bit of like the filling just sloughs out.
Stuff is
This
melting on the
point-
plate.
you hear the Kenku whisper something under their breath, and all of a sudden, you see their eyes grow wider, like a lot wider, like bigger than would fit in their skull. I am casting Disguise Self just to make my eyes as big as theirs. And at this point, you notice they have no whites or irises, it's just black.
Yes, Ariel?
Can I attempt to do something?
You will be there in exactly a couple of minutes here, so maybe not exactly, but in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting there. Alright. This is actually probably a good place. What did you have in mind, actually, Ariel?
Well, I'm walking down the road with my good buddy, right? We're wandering around, looking for some fun, looking for some things to do. And there's a man there not paying attention to his food.
Well, let's quickly get a description of you. Let's get A-Rod's character first, then we'll get to you, and you can tell us what you wish to do.
Okay.
So, A-Rod, what do you look like?
Arod is a wood elf, fairly almost almost burnt tannish skin, deep green eyes. He has tattoos across his face, coming through and down his throat, along with a series of burn marks on his left arm. He is dressed very plainly, almost intentionally plainly, with just a little hood over, and weapons that are not completely concealed, but they're kind of like, he might have something almost tucked away, like just in there, but not quite letting people know that how armed he is.
Just
And-
vaguely peeking out kind of thing?
Yeah, just casual,
Every now and
generally
then you
casual
think you see the
scroll.
flash of a hilt.
Yeah, you might, but was it? Who knows? seems to be walking very casually, smile on his face, a chip on his front tooth, and just casually surveying the crowd, just scanning anyone and everyone near, occasionally glancing over to his friend over to his side, just like kind of like trying to make eye contact and like almost read each other's minds, like, what are we gonna get into? Type of look.
So you catch
And-
one of those looks from A-Rod, and what do you look like, Ariel?
I wink one tired-looking teal eye. My hair is coppery, rather messily cut. It's like it's been just left to grow long and hasn't been like trimmed in years. There's some braids holding it back on one side so it all falls to the side, and I've got rather decent stubble growing across my chin. The skin of this person, it's lightly tanned, bit of freckling, very muscular, rather short. Only about 5 feet looking. But the heavy boots hint at a bit of a lift as I walk down the road. Got simple leather pants, leather jerkin over a loose top, and I nod towards a couple of interesting looking characters, one of which isn't exactly paying attention to the food in his hand. And I give you a look that says, I dare you to take a bite.
Okay. He'll look down at you and kind of smile and kind of size up the group and just really see how the best way to do this is. Be like, so, do you want to just take the whole thing?
Just a bite, you know? Just sneak
one
in under
bite.
it. Yeah,
Just one bite?
that's what makes it hard, right?
Yeah, you know what? Alright, I like this. Let's do it. And I'm
Good.
gonna kind of cut towards them a little bit, just kind of like, just walking by. It's all good. And I'm
Casual
gonna,
but chill.
yeah, just say, just almost like I'm just gonna kind of mosey in between you guys, like at a mall or like someone would do. And then I am going to see if I can roll a sleight of hand just to kind of like almost like move past that kobold, just ever so gently, and just see if I can break a piece off without him seeing it.
Yeah,
And then can I
let's get a
stuff
sleight
it?
of hand roll. And very quickly, Assie, what is
Yes.
your passive perception?
9.
9.
Ooh, rough.
Okay. And A-Rod, what is your passive perception?
14.
14. Fantastic.
I
Alright.
trust A-Rod to have my back.
Yeah, I would hope so.
And that is a 24 on sleight of hand check.
24. Well,
I'm glad I took expertise.
the only
I like my
person looking
proficiency.
this way right now is actually the King Crew. So can I get a perception check from you? Tap. 15?
16.
16.
16. Well, so, cool. You're here and you're staring at this King Crew, and their eyes are getting larger and larger. And then you just kind of like snap back, and suddenly your pie feels lighter. You look down, there's a little bit on the ground, but something's missing.
Eh.
I'm just gonna keep walking too, just do like a little turn and give like a wink to AC, like, hey, got it.
At this point, Tap is gonna take a close look around the group and see if anyone is wearing any notable jewelry pieces or anything worth anything, basically.
Roll a perception check quickly. You can roll another, just, because I love making you roll. Only you, no one else.
Thanks. I know I'm your favorite. 15.
15. No one in this group really stands out too much. The kobold definitely has like some weird taste, but you notice one figure with very nice rings. They have a little bit of stubble. They have braids in their hair on one side, and they're kind of look like an elf, kind of look like a dwarf. And they're walking a little bit away. Assie,
Yes.
you don't know if your friend managed to take a bite of the pie. You just know that suddenly the kobold finishes eating the pie.
I return to the side of my friend, and I'm like trying to hold back Snickers. I'm like, I can't believe you really did that. You're crazy.
I got it. It was nuts. It was great. Oh, it was great. I think
That
what
was so
flavor
awesome.
was that? It was pretty good though. It wasn't very good. We should remember this spot. We should remember this spot. It was pretty
I mean, like, if we get a chance and pick some stuff up, we could probably buy some.
Yeah, I like that. We deserve it. We work hard.
We do work hard.
It has a nice lemony flavor, that pie, by the way.
Not too sweet. No, it wasn't too tangy. It was right there. It was nice.
Now
5
what?
stars.
Now what we really need though is a bath. Cause I don't know about you, but like, and I like scratch my hand over the braids on the side of my head. These are like a week old now.
Yeah, and I'll kind of like look down and kind of like clear some of the crumbs and stuff off of me now and like, Drink first?
Yes, always.
Did I hear the word bath?
Yes. They're not too
At
far
that-
away from you.
Oh,
At that-
subtle.
At that word, I suddenly stop eating and my head swivels almost like all the way back.
Like an owl.
Not quite. I do turn my shoulders because I can't actually do that. But I
Wholesome
turn my head
exorcism.
until I have to turn my shoulders and then like,
But it's like
the mom's
that hamster.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
bath? Did you say bath? Are there baths here, ma'am? Sir?
If you go to the right inn.
Really?
Sure.
Could you show me?
I'm not certain if that's.
Oh, I haven't had a good bath in like a week.
I give you a look that says, should we take him to the usual place?
And just shrug like, it's a celebration.
Yeah, sure, I mean, I need a bath anyway, let's go.
Yeah! I just throw everything up into the air.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Did
Oh,
you manage to
cool,
eat
cool, let's
everything? Or
go!
there's some of it that's just like,
I maybe made through like a bit more than half of it.
okay, so a couple of desserts go flying.
I would like to attempt to catch one or two.
I'll roll a dex save.
Oh, what kind of baths are they? Are they warm? Did you get a lot of water?
There is
That
water,
is
yes.
16,
It's a
17,
component.
19, 20, 21. 21.
Yeah, you managed to like catch one. The second one you go to grab, but it falls like frosting down in your hand, and it's just like it's everywhere. So it looks
I was
like you
gonna
have
have a bath anyways.
an upside down sweet roll, and then like the remains of a cake. But you managed to catch it the right way. The
I'm gonna
cake.
give her two of these, like, you did it! Like,
I just like start eating the upside down cake in my hands. I'm like, I'm gonna bath anyways, is like the shrug I give.
Okay, but Tap Tap is gonna turn to A-Rod and go, water is a component in your own voice, and then they'll do,
I think his eyes are just gonna stand there and just kind of look around for a second, like, me?
Oz, once again in the haughty, just pretentious voice.
What was the first part of that? Your mic cut
You
out.
cut out for a moment.
Are you waiting for applause?
Whose bird is this? I'm just gonna look. Like, have I actually seen a Kenku before? Are they exceptionally rare?
They're kind of rare. You've heard of them.
Never seen one, huh?
Yeah. They're as weird as you were told they were. They got a fancy staff and a baller cloak, though.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna. And you're standing next to, I assume.
Yeah,
The,
a tall Doug. How tall is Slushar?
Zelashar.
Yeah,
He's 6'2".
6'2". The tallest one here.
Yep. Do you guys wanna come and I'm gonna kind of like almost like a half offer, but like I wasn't serious about it, but I feel like I got to be nice.
Like, it would be rude not to
Yeah,
offer.
it would be
You stand
rude.
and right here.
What do you say? And I'll look over at Tap Tap. What are you thinking?
Sorry.
Tap Tap is busy.
No. It's just zoning the fuck out. Like, mad ADHD people.
Well,
What? And you hear this in a tiny, almost girlish voice, but it goes, what?
Just changes as it goes.
these strangers invited us to go with them. I think.
Onwards to Waffles.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, Rod, you speak Thieves' Cant, right?
I do.
So I'm gonna lead towards you a bit, and I'm gonna say, I've seen a lot of pirates with pet birds. I ain't never seen a bird with a pet emo.
I'm gonna try to be polite and like not like try to bust out a little bit and
But
just
I
be
am
like,
definitely trying to get you to laugh.
Oh,
Like, that was
yeah.
the intention.
and it don't work.
Yeah, Tap Tap's gonna say, oh, am I your first?
Oh my
God.
god.
Do you know Thieves' Cant?
Oh my god.
I just snicker at this.
Your stock just went up.
Alright. At this point, the lady at the stall is just kind of like... You see she's like kind of like gesturing for people to approach, and she's also kind of like...
I'm gonna like move
Waving
the
you
group
guys
along.
away. Yeah. She's already calling to the next customer as soon as you guys are like cleared a little bit of space. And she's like, mind the mess, just step around it. Seagulls will get it.
Oh,
That's you guys.
but as I start walking, you see that I don't swing my arms, I flap them as I walk.
Like a penguin.
Yeah. More of a waddle, really.
Alright, so Assi and Arod, you guys are kind of in the lead. Where are you taking them? Where might water be a component in a bath?
I'm hoping that we know of at least one really good inn with a wall that we could sneak into the bathing area of.
So you wanna go to someplace nice and
Sneak in, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Proper bathhouse.
pretend that we've been here a couple of times before, probably because we have.
okay.
Not legally.
Stay at the inn every now and then so they don't get too suspicious, but like, definitely
movie
go to the
theater.
baths
Do
more
the
often
movie
than
hopping.
we stay there.
Alright, and you guys have been in this town for a little bit, or you like just arrived today as well?
A little bit, I think.
Yeah, I've probably been here a little bit.
Like a week or maybe two.
Yeah. That sounds
Okay.
about right.
We gotta get familiar with the town before the festival hits, you know?
So you
This
say
prime
like
time.
someplace nice. Are we talking like still in your price range, or are you guys like shooting for the moon?
I think impress.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're going
like,
for it here.
We want
you
to
know.
impress these strangers.
Yeah, it's a celebration. We're just gonna go for it.
This
Full
is-
They're
send.
probably busy.
Yeah, they won't
Can we
notice two
get-
more or 5 more, whatever.
There's
okay.
a look between us like, we gotta impress these people, right?
And how long do you want to walk for? Because right now you guys are kind of in the harbor district. You could go for quite a while, or you could try to stay by the celebration. There's like a really, really fancy place on like the far side of town, but there's some also decently expensive places just outside of the harbor district as well. It depends on like how much of this little town you want to cross. It could be anywhere from like a 10-minute jaunt to like we're walking for an hour here.
Do we want to stay where it's busy?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Alright, yes, tap tap.
Yes. Okay, does it appear that we're heading towards a more rich area of the city?
Well, that's what I was just figuring out. They want to stay where it's still kind of busy, so you guys aren't going to someplace like you're not going to like the Royal District, right? You're not doing that, right? But they do end up
Okay.
taking you to some place, and it's looks very nice. It has a very
upper middle class.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
some nice fragrance coming out of it. It's actually built like right next to one of the rivers, but it looks like they've put in a way to get the water out of the river. But at this point, they've put a dam down because all of the water has been changed red. So they're using their own water, right? They're
Okay.
that level of bougie where if they're like, we're not using the river water today, they're able to like close it off.
Okay,
You
I
know?
would like to just quickly slip away into a back alley and just like run around the block. And as I'm running, I want to alter my disguise self and change my feathers and beak. I'm going to change my feathers to look like a cardinal, so bright red, and then shrink my beak. And I'm going to turn my cloak inside out, so the shiny, pretty side is on the outside now.
Okay. And are you saying anything to the others before you take off, or you just like flapping along and then suddenly you're just like, meh?
Join them. I'm just gonna quickly sneak up behind the tall emo and go tap tap. But it's the noise of knocking on wood. Thank you.
Okay. And this is after you've changed your disguise, yeah?
Yes.
So he turns around and you see this red cardinal.
You know, I'm really starting to hate being on that ship. It was way too... You're way too much.
You're too little.
I suppose.
Hey, mister, did you
And
just
at this
get
point-
another bird?
And at this point,
Yeah, I'm a wizard.
at the you're too little, I would like to quickly scamper up their body and do a backflip.
Roll an acrobatics check.
You got it.
And James, roll a strength check.
Oh, yep. That's a nat 20 plus 2.
Mine is a nat 20 plus 3.
It's almost like you guys practice this. Like as soon as they grab you, you get uncomfortable and like stiffen up. And it's like, you know, you're sturdy as they like scamper up you, and as quickly as they're on top of you, they're off of you. And you guys hear like a couple of people clap, and there's a few people looking on that just look confused by all of this.
In actuality,
Really cool, guys.
Interesting
thanks.
company.
At this point,
Fine.
I touch my beak, but you see where, like, I touch my beak, but from the illusion, it looks like it's about 4 inches in front of my illusion beak,
Like,
and I just like do this.
beak. Right, so as this is going on, you guys, however, have managed to make your way to the outside of, like I said, it's a decent little inn. It's built in a, yes?
Sorry, real quick, before I forget, when the people started clapping, I would take off my little wizard's cap and kind of, you know, do a wave, just in case anyone wants to drop some coins.
It's a panhandle. Roll a persuasion check.
Can I assist them?
How would you like to assist them?
I would like to gesture grandly. The amazing. What color are you?
They're red cardinal right now.
And what color is your robes?
Like blue, green, black.
Blue, green, and black. The amazing sanguine sky.
Alright, well, you can just make your roll, and I'll add a little sum for you. What'd you get?
8.
8? A few people are like taken aback, and like they're like clapping, and they see you take off the hat, and they're like, I know where this is going. They start leaving, but a couple of people like chuck like a couple of copper, and then you like sweep your hat out, and you bring it back, and you probably have about 5 copper just in the bottom of your hat.
Fucking cheapskates.
Right back on my head. And then
you guys see the
chest hands.
chest. Alright. So, like I said, you guys have made it to the outside of this tavern. It's pretty in a flat spot of the city. There's the river behind it, and it looks like the water would usually flow in behind it, but they've dammed it off. It'll probably could be snuck in from the back. Since you are outside, though, the rest of you can see the name on the sign, and it just says the Golden Lakes Inn.
So is this where you're leading us, or is there somewhere else you're going to pull us and take our money?
Oh no, this is it. Plus, like, come
Lovely.
on. Stabbing somebody in a back alley, that is so cliched.
Ugh.
Okay, at
It's a
this point,
party.
I would like to point at the sign, point exactly to the word gold, and just like gesture at people, like point aggressively. Like,
Don't worry, my friend. Paying is for losers. And I'm gonna lead you guys around the back.
Okay, so,
This is what's called an
Anyone-
optional payment.
alright.
I don't know if anyone will notice it because I tried to stick to the back of the party, but I'll make just a peeing motion.
A peeing
What,
motion.
what was the bathhouse's name again? The Golden what, sorry?
The Golden Lakes.
Beautiful.
Alright, so you guys start moving towards the back. It's very quiet. However, Salashar, you do hear the sound of like muffled voices a little bit deeper. Because you guys have kind of turned off into this back alley and you're making your way around. But like deeper down, you can't see anyone, but you can faintly hear like two voices kind of like mumbling to each other.
Can I roll perception on that and try and
Yeah, you
kind of
try to
eavesdrop
listen
slow?
in a little closer.
That's 10 on the dice plus 6, so 16.
16. It's the same as your passer. You just hear some muffled voices. One seems to be male, one seems to be female.
Okay. I would like to keep an ear out to see if there's any changes in pitch, tone, that sort of thing.
Alright, so you get to this back. Like I said, there's a decent sized wall. It's probably about like 8 feet tall. It's pretty flat. You can see the building that's like across from it. Looks like it used to have a window, but it's been like boarded up. You get the idea there was probably some talk about people looking into the baths, so they're like, "Get rid of that window, god damn it!" And there's really no other windows along the back here, except for the back of this pool. So whatever you think is on the other side, you can like, aside from the voices deeper in the alley, you can hear some splashing on the other side of the wall. And obviously the sound of music and stuff like that drifting into the alley from back on the main streets.
Scale the wall.
You want to just try climbing it? Alright, let's get an athletics check.
Wait, isn't there an entrance pad here?
Yeah, no, buddy, yeah, no, we're getting to the entrance. No, you're fine. He's like, hey, so you want to boost? And I'm gonna try to see, like, to hold you up and, like, try to get you to peek over the wall.
Me?
Yeah, I
So,
climb right on
Assy.
top.
Alright, so
Yeah.
roll me your athletics, and then you can make an athletics with advantage, Assy.
Yeah.
Did you say I'm rolling
Well,
athletics too?
Well,
No,
Athletics?
they're just rolling with advantage because you're giving them a hand.
Athletics, not acrobatics?
Athletics, you're not exactly flipping up this wall. It's an athletics check to climb.
17. Thank you, buddy. The other was a 2.
Yeah, I got you.
And what did you get, Tap Tap? Tap Tap? I can't hear
What?
you, Tap
They
Tap.
got a 6.
A 6. Okay, so you like look at it and you kind of like rub your feathers together, and then you put yourself on the wall and you give like the piteous little jump, trying to like reach the top, but you're not quite there. Assy does the exact same thing, but they kind of like almost hit their head into the wall, but A-Rod has them by the waist and they kind of like drag their face up the wall and they get their hands on top.
Okay. I would try again, But at this point, I'm not trying to scale the wall. I'm trying to scamper up my staff, balance on the top, and then jump.
That's still gonna be an athletics check.
Again? Why? No, but I'm trying to balance on my thing.
You want athletics with disadvantage?
I'm just gonna.
Aiming for acrobatics.
I know they are, but
I'm gonna take pity on them. I'm just going to reach over as they kind of like pitifully jump against the wall. I'm just gonna like gently caress them as they're moving, and I'm gonna cast guidance.
Guidance. Alright, that's an extra d4.
Yep.
Alright, I'll give you... It can either be an athletics, or it can be acrobatics with disadvantage.
This is bad.
Alright, and you can add your d4.
Oh.
We'll see how that goes, and then I'll describe what Assy sees, depending on whether or not you make it.
That's a 9. 2 plus 4 plus 3.
Okay. So, Assy, you,
Yes.
like, make it to the top. Your stubble, rock hard, and it's kind of like it's gritted its way into the stone a little bit, and you're like, good thing I'm getting a bath. And just as you're about to look over, you hear, like, another thud, and you see, like, tap, tap, and they got, like, just the tips of their fingers on top of this wall. And at this point, they may or may not be able to hold on. You could give them a hand here, or you could just, like, let gravity take its course.
I'm gonna lean my head over, look Tap Tap dead in the eyes, and start slowly unwrapping the rope from the side of my bag.
As
Just
tap, tap
looking at you
slowly.
like,
Okay.
I was gonna throw this down is the look in my eyes, but I don't say anything as I just like slowly start lowering this rope down the side of the wall.
You slowly, like, slide down the wall as again this rope. Quickly, Assy, you're able to, like, see over, and you're staying low. Can I get a stealth check from you?
Yes, I'm definitely staying real low.
Go boy, quick in.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
24. So yeah, you're definitely, you're pretty low, but you can, like, see into this bathhouse, and there's, like, probably 5 people back there. Most of them still have, like, some sort of underclothes on. There's, like, one kind of really portly gentleman, and he has a very nice robe. It's, like, tied, but it's open, so it's just a sash across his tummy, and he's just kind of, like, sitting in a pool alone. There's still some open pools, though, but people are definitely going to see you coming over this wall. Just as a heads up. There are some people here.
I do want to do something, however.
Yes.
The second that I realize that they're not going to help me up, I kick off the wall and kind of just fall backwards and cast Featherfall.
For the little 8 feet.
I don't think you understand how tremendously terrified I am of heights.
Okay, so you kick off and you fall slowly, looking a little indignantly up at Assy as you fall down. And it's like this very kind of, the slowest 8 feet fall we've ever seen.
So I lower like half the rope to one side, and I have my half of the rope on the other, and I do like the weight knock in Thieves' Cant on the wall at the top,
Got it.
and
I'm
then
like
I drop
having
down my side,
Okay, got it.
and I immediately like strip off my pants and jerkin, so I'm just in like this loose tunic,
Okay.
and I take. And I would like to take like a dead rat from my bag
You just have these?
and throw it in the water.
So like you're on top of him. You're taking your clothes off. On top of him.
On top of who?
A-Rod. Oh,
No, I'm on the other
you're
side.
Oh, you've jumped down to the other side.
Yeah. Like, I
People are
lowered myself
watching
down the
you
other
do
side.
this. Like you've
Well, actually
jumped
looking
down.
at me.
Yeah, like it's
Well,
like
yeah.
an open patio with a couple of little pools. So you've jumped
Oh.
down, yet quickly
Got
taking your
naked,
clothes off as
took a
people are
rat.
watching, and you're reaching in and
Okay,
pulling out a
okay,
dead rat.
I thought there was a little more like.
Yeah, I
I thought
actually
they were
misunderstood
distracted
too.
with their own lives. I thought I was sneaky enough.
I mean, it's an
No.
8-foot fall, and you're just like jumping down. You're like,
Oh, I was gonna lower myself down the rope on the other side.
okay, but I mean, it's
There's
difficult.
no cover between us and them,
to
basically.
like
Okay,
move down through a
okay.
wall, right? It's
Damn it.
It's an open place with a couple of pools and 5 people back there.
That's why I was just gonna prop you up and like just tell you like peek over, just see what you see, and then we can make
Okay,
a
well
plan
then
of
in
attack.
that case, I'm like laying down on the top of the wall, like trying to make myself small and hidden.
Okay.
And I tap, and I do like 5 taps.
I'll just have the thing. It's like, what do you see? What are you thinking?
Fuck.
You hear like a small child just go, "Mommy, what's that man doing?" And you just see like a little kid pointing at you, at you. You like look over. There's just this little kid, and he's like next to his mom. And people are starting to turn that way.
I'm gonna drop back down. It's crowded today.
Aw.
That is single-handedly the best sneaking I've ever seen.
I'd like to see you
Hands
do
down.
better.
Well, you can't win them all. On to the next.
I suppose. I'm gonna try and make an athletics check and jump and grab and basically I want to hold myself on the top of the wall with my forearm and leave one hand free.
Alright, make an athletics check.
19 on the dice plus 5, so 24.
Yep, that'll go.
Okay, I jump up to the top of the wall, I brace my arm, and then who's the person farthest back that I can see?
Well, the first person that catches your attention is probably the man with the big stomach.
Is he the furthest away from me?
Yep, he's like far in the back. He's like,
Okay.
it looks like he's like the baron of this place, just overlooking his lands. Kick back,
Okay.
relaxing.
Prosperous and grand.
He's the
Yeah.
He
Jarl.
reigns.
Okay, I
Oh,
want to
hail.
cast Cause Fear on him.
Cause... what
What are you casting on him?
Cause Fear.
Alright, what's the range? I'm sure you
60
have
feet.
it. What does the spell look like?
There's a sort of dimming effect on the light. There's a, like an ebbing of the light. It kind of quivers around me. And a black tendril sneaks up around his throat, almost like a shadow. His shadows are reaching up to strangle him.
Okay. And
Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you until the spell ends. And you can repeat at the end of its turn. Basically, I want to make him shriek and try and move away from me to draw attention that way.
okay. So I made his roll. So you see as like he like looks down quickly, and he looks like he like grabs something and like throws it off of his neck, and he throws it in the water and he starts stomping. He's like, "Fucking eels!" But he doesn't seem shaken. He looks like he took it in stride. He's like, "I dealt with these things before." And people are looking at him, and like there's a big scene going on, and he's cussing,
Yep. So,
not moving away.
no, that's fine.
But
As soon as
people
the
are looking
attention
at him.
is over there, I just swing myself to the other side of the wall.
Okay. So you just drop down quickly. Make a
Yeah.
stealth check for me.
And then,
Real quick, do I hear the fucking eels?
Yeah, everyone can kind of hear this. Like
Cool.
suddenly, like there's like a nice gentle, and suddenly you guys just hear splashing.
that's
Well,
a 15.
actually, the only person that doesn't seem to notice this is Assy. Assy's just busy doing things.
He's just like
Oh fuck my face!
trying to think about things. I'm rubbing at my stubble.
Rug
I
Bull's
really
the
gotta
worst.
shave.
Ron, this is our chance. Let's go. I'm gonna like grab you by the arm. Like, let's go.
It's
I
a
follow
15
you. No
for stealth.
questions asked.
All right, so what did you want to say? Tap tap.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. All right, so they jump down. You guys hear splashing. A-Rod is kind of springing into action. What are you guys doing quickly to like? What's the plan, A-Rod? You said let's go. So what are you doing?
I mean, since I didn't actually see him cast the spell, like, well, I guess I saw the effects of it though, right? Like the
Yeah,
light
you
dimming
just saw
and all that.
him jump up. You heard him kind of mumble something under his breath.
Mhm.
You hear a
then
guy
I just
go
hear-
like swear, and suddenly your new companion's over the wall, just gone.
And then
what-
the second I see him jump and I hear the commotion, I'm like, well, must be clear. So I'm like, let's go, Macy, let's go. And I'm just gonna try to scale it.
Cool. Roll an athletics for me. What did you get on your stealth there?
15.
Celisar? 15. All right, you've made it. You're the only person in full stuff. You quickly take in the scene. There's the fat guy who's stomping. Bunch of people looking. There's a kid, a mother, and what seems to be like a man and a woman. Different tubs, you know. They're more like little dig outs, right? And it looks like usually what happens is they open this little dam at the back and water will flow into the 12 little pools back here. So there's quite a few open.
Okay.
There's right now 4 of them in use.
As soon as I drop the wall, I basically just want to kind of skirt myself back from where I landed and just lean against the wall and act a little nonchalant, like I was just sitting here.
What armor are you wearing again?
A splint. But it's basically...
just full split.
Well, it's basically
Well.
metal and leather. It's
Okay.
basically riveted together.
I
So
bathe in my
it's
armor.
It's
Yeah.
almost like a guard, just
You-
kind of like sitting in the pool.
Are you getting in a pool? Or are you just like you're like
No,
moving
I
to a
basically
corner?
skirt away from the pool, just kind of sitting on the edge, kind of like a lifeguard or a guard. I'm just kind of like here, not just kind of like lounging, basically.
Okay. Roll a deception check for me, and I'll get back to you on that. Yes, tap.
Well, I'm hearing all of this commotion, and what color are the walls?
It just looks like plain stone. They've painted it nicely, and it looks like it's supposed to be gold paint, but it's kind of readable, but kind of dirty. So it's like this dusty gray. However, where Assie's face like ran against the wall, definitely used to look gold.
Okay, well, let me know when my disguise self runs out. Duration is 1 hour.
You got time, but alright.
Yeah, but until then, I'm gonna change my coloring to just be like a grayish brown, flip my coat again, and start frantically looking for an entrance,
Okay.
especially an entrance to any sort of changing rooms there may be.
Okay. You'd probably have to go inside if you wanted to do that.
Yes.
Alright, so you're heading towards the front. What did you get on your athletics, A-Rod?
16.
16. Yeah, you're able to also, like, you make it, and it's going to take you a little bit to pull yourself
Mhm.
up.
I'm gonna wait at the top and just like extend my arm down for AC to come and make sure
I'm
everyone else can
gonna-
get across.
I'm gonna turn to the little kobold. Ready to go?
Frick yeah! And I
I
scramble up.
I pick you up and like hand you over to A-Rod.
Alright, so you
Get you
hand
like,
him
come
over.
on, buddy. I'm gonna like, you ready? And I'm gonna like hold you over the edge, like ready to drop you.
Baby want uppy.
Alright, are you going to
Alright,
grab the
gotta roll.
kobold on the other side there? Because you can see all of this with your high perception. This is all happening very quickly. So you see, he makes it to the top right after you. You jump down at the same time. Now you see the little kobold's head peeking over
I'd
the
probably,
top as he's passed.
I'd probably stand up quickly, grab him, drop him, and then kind of like try and resume my nonchalant.
Yeah, I'm just like passing them to him. It's like,
Baby want uppy.
Baby one uppy.
I'm
Right.
Passing
gonna
a
wait for
child around
everyone.
at the family reunion.
And then Assie, you're going up as well?
Yep.
Alright.
Actually, instead of being nonchalant, I want to pull him over, and then I want to walk towards the guy and ask him like what's wrong. I basically want to try and act like a guard.
Okay. So he's like still stomping, and like people are like, what's going on? And he's like still swearing about the eel. And then he looks up at you, and then he goes, there's something in the water. And he looks down, and there's nothing. And he's like, it was
Are you-
here.
Are you doing all right, sir?
maybe it's just a little hot. Can you get me something to drink?
Of course. And I'll just kind of like walk past him into probably the main, if there's like a main office or like a kitchen subset, I'm just gonna walk in there like I know what I'm doing.
Okay, so you're starting to walk in. Assy, A-Rod, and Cole, what are you three doing now that you're in here?
Ripping out of my armor the second I touch the ground.
Nikki!
Okay. What kind of armor is it on paper?
That is chainmail.
Chainmail.
Late.
What is the doff time for chainmail?
Technically heavy, right? 15 minutes.
15. Alright, it's gonna take you a little bit of time. You're pulling at it as quickly as you can, but it's gonna take you
There's
a little
hidden
bit.
straps and buckles.
Alright, so then
I'm not helping him out.
Alright, so you're helping him out here. People have now started to take notice as you guys are doing this. I'll be right back with you guys though. So, tap. You see everyone jumping, and you just go, and you flip your coat and you start making your way to the entrance. And it's packed. You know, you get in there and there's like just wall-to-wall people, and you can hear like some people arguing for rooms and stuff. There aren't any guards. There's like a bunch of servers and stuff. There's no empty tables. But at the very back, you can just see like a faint light coming in from a door at the back. You assume that probably lets out to something.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like sneakily like weave through the crowd. I'm fairly small. I'm just trying to not draw attention, but I'm also doing my best to not look suspicious, just to look like I'm in just a regular hurry.
Alright. But you're kind of making your way towards that door.
Yeah, make my way downtown.
Alright.
And it's 5 minutes to doff armor.
5
To doff heavy.
Okay. So it'll take you about 2 minutes then with a little bit of help. Not too long, but it'll be a frantic little thing for you guys. So, A-Rod, what are you doing as Cole starts tugging at his armor as he goes over to help? The strange man with the hood has disappeared.
How much attention are we gathering at this point? Like, when this all settles down, the people are gonna turn around and be like,
People are definitely
hey.
looking at, like, the Cole Assy thing. Shalasar seems to have, like, he's fit in. He's done his job. People are like, yeah, Sylvan, go get that man his water. And they've stopped caring. The kid is watching, and the mom is like she's ready to cover his eyes. Like, she doesn't know where this is going, but like she's ready to intervene at a moment's notice.
There's a little red rocket theoretically approaching, and they're like...
And the other two, the man and the woman, they've like settled down, and they're like talking hushly to each other, and it's probably about you guys, but maybe it's not. But you're definitely getting a couple of looks from the people back here.
Is there a flame at all in this bathhouse?
I will be getting to that in just a second. I just have to see what A-Rod's doing.
I think I'm just gonna try to scan around. I'm actually gonna try to see if I can push past that crowd a little bit that's forming and just get a peek inside really quick and just kind of like really... Yeah, I kind of, instead of just going straight to the bath and joining everybody, I kind of want to do like a little just roundabout and just see where everyone's at, how much commotion did this cause, are we really about to have a bunch of guards here?
Slightly behind Salazar then, eh?
Yeah, about that.
Alright. Tap. You said you're making your way to the back. And yeah, there's like, quite a few like lanterns and stuff like that. It's a decently well lit place. But they have like nice silks just kind of like draping across. And it's like they're trying to make it seem very open and very airy in here. Roll a perception check for me.
Okay, that's a 17.
17. So, I don't know how good your sense of smell is, but you can see there's like several like little circular openings that line kind of like just underneath the ceiling here, and it's all along the side closest to the harbor district. And it looks like there's like little things in these holes as if they're trying to like get rid of the smell of salt and whatnot from coming in. There's lanterns hanging above. You have the silks, very light silks. You know, it's not heavy, but it's like very, you know, it's takes the light and it changes it to like shades of gold, shades of pink, and stuff like that inside. It's a very nice place, and you're making your way towards the door at this moment.
I'm looking for any open flames.
Not really any open flames. Everything's in lanterns here.
Okay.
They seem to have a fear of open flames with all of the silks everywhere. They don't think it would be a good idea.
Can I control flame the lanterns?
You can try.
Change their color.
Okay.
To something odd. Like something that these people would have probably never seen before. Like make the flames purple or something like that. Maybe like pure black.
I mean, it'd still, you know, the light would come through, it would hit one of the silks, and it would change again. It might work, but there's also a chance they'll just kind of bleed through with the entire effects that they've had. But yeah, it might work, you know, if you want to give that a shot.
It's a cantrip, and it doesn't take concentration, so it won't break my disguise self.
Right.
So I'm just gonna try it to see if I can freak people out a little more and cause more disturbance, so I can go unnoticed.
Okay, so you do this as you're going, and a few people kind of start to mumble about it, but not really a big cause for concern. As you're making your way to the back, though, A-Rod and Salazar, you guys enter in, and the first thing that it looks like is it's just two staircases that meet here, and then there's a door that would continue forward. So it's like a little T intersection with one staircase, another staircase, and then front and back. Looking up the staircases, because you have a high perception, you can see a locked door to either side. But you imagine these probably just connect directly to the rooms.
Can I roll a perception check and see if I can hear any, like, typical kitchen sounds, like banging pots and pans, scraping of metal, kind of things like that?
Sure. So you stop and you listen.
16 on the dice plus 6, so 22.
22. You can hear it distantly. At this point, Tap Tap opens the door, and you're like face to face with Tap Tap. And you can hear the sound a bit clearer now, this faint scraping, and it looks like it's probably off behind where the hosts would be. So it's kind of like you have the entrance here, far back, right, would be this place, and the bar is actually across from this, right?
Okay. I want to walk towards the bar where the hosts are.
So you come out and you'll be taking a right. So you're going that way. A-Rod, which way are you going?
I would follow. I'm actually going to see if I can snag a bottle of liquor.
Alright, and then Tap Tap, are you going to the bath? Or what's in plan? So you pass these two if you want, or you can join them.
I'll probably pass them. I'm just generally trying to move away from the crowds.
Okay.
I am looking for any place where people might perhaps store valuables, any storage rooms in the bathhouse, any like accounting area, anything like that.
Well, like I said, so this airlock, it has two staircases that go here. A door, like an open door that just goes out into the pools from here. Or you could try to get into the rooms upstairs. Or you could turn around and go fuck around at the bar.
I have to go upstairs.
Right
but
or left?
I'm being... right. I'm gonna try to be very cautious as to not be seen. If I'm on high alert for if anyone is rounding the corner or anyone noticed me slip up the staircase.
Alright, make a sleight of hand for me. Sorry, stealth check.
I have proficiency. I have expertise in stealth, so that's a 21.
21, alright. So you make your way up then. The door is locked. You like grab it and kind of.
Okay. Can I try to lockpick? I am proficient with thieves' tools.
Yep. You can make a sleight of hand check now.
Okay. Sleight of hand is a 24.
Be right back.
Sleight of hand.
No, not allowed.
All right. Easy enough. You know, these aren't super durable locks, and it takes you a couple of seconds, and then you can feel the lock bind with your tools. You could probably push it open if you so wished.
Push it open. I just want to give it one quick glance behind my shoulder and a quick listen to see if I can hear anything behind the door.
A quick listen. All right. Roll me a quick little perception check.
Okay, 11.
11. From what you can hear, it's difficult because there's so much noise downstairs. And you also hear sounds as well, but it could be muffled, it could be from the door, it could be because of several doors. You're unable to really place it, but there's definitely people all around this place.
Before I push through the door, I'll just lower my hood a little more, try to cover my beak as much as I can. Like, because it is already shorter.
Yeah.
Or it appears shorter. And I will sneak inside.
Sneak inside. Alright, so you start doing that. Cole and Assy, you guys at this point have probably gotten the remainder of Cole's armor off.
Yeah.
And you guys are just gonna sit back and relax now, or?
When I notice that the mother and child are looking, what race are they?
They seem to be half-elves.
Yeah.
The mother looks definitely more elvish.
Yeah.
But the kid's definitely a half-elf.
I'm gonna say to her in Elvish, in a mildly polite, vernacular, like more proper terminology. I'm gonna say to her can I help you with something? Have you never seen a man need assistance removing his armor?
I've never seen whatever that is, need to remove his armor, but my kid has yet to be exposed to whatever band you seem to be a part of, but I saw you earlier up there on the wall, and I don't wish to engage with people of your standing. Maybe
just
it's
very
best...
busy to get in here from the other side.
Busy and probably expensive based on your appearance.
I cannonball into a pool.
Splash the kid.
At this point, because I have a trinket that my mother had made, I'm going to shift the loose sleeve of my shirt so you can see like this silver bracelet. Decent thickness, tight fitting on me, inlaid with sapphires. Appearances can be deceiving.
And fingers can be sticky, and I believe this causation and correlation are the same thing when it comes to a thief. I'm done speaking with you, and I suggest you keep distance from me and my child. I'll keep my nose out of your business, and I just expect you to stay on the other side of the pools. And with that, she just kind of like turns her back to you.
I smile and start removing most of my garments, but I leave my loose tunic on and I take a bath still wearing it.
Alright. The kid's like still watching you, and you can see like the mother's trying to like pull his attention away.
Little Timmy, come up.
No.
Alright, meanwhile,
Clearly nobody ever told him it's rude to stare.
Salazar and Arod, you guys make your way up towards the bar. There's a couple of figures around here. most notably, there seems to be a half orc or half ogre. He's taking up like 2 seats at the bar. Some people crowded around him, but he's just busy with his drinks. There's a elven man behind the bar, and he's currently walking away. And there also seems to be 2 female human barmaids. And their selection seems to be mostly wine.
As I'm approaching, can I roll a perception check to see if I can catch any names from the people at the bar?
Sure.
It's a 12 on the dice plus 6, so 18.
18?
Yep.
Let me scroll. You're really not getting too many names. The barkeep seems to be named Barkeep. The maid seems to be named Hey You, come here. But no one seems to be on a first name basis here, really. You do pick up like odd little bits of chatter about like what's going on. One conversation seems to be about the coming election in 3 months. A human representative is supposed to be chosen someplace up in Black Hollow, not too far from here, off to the north from what you can tell. One of the guys in the running, Yulvi, is supposed to be arriving in Black Hollow today. There's another guy, Millsworn. His son's here, but his son is apparently off looking or chasing tail in the name of archaeology. People don't really seem to have a fine grasp of this Nikolai fellow, and they're worried that he's going to fuck that up for them. And apparently there was a murder not too long ago. And actually, this Millsworn feather, Matthias, is taking this guy's spot. This man that was murdered apparently had a rat shoved down his throat, and they're blaming it on a gang called the Rats.
Can I get any information from the surrounding area about the gentleman in the red robe? Anyone, like, contextually?
The red robe?
The walrus out in the water. The one with the...
The walrus? No one
If there's any
seems to be
contextual
talking
information.
about him. He hasn't come up yet. You could ask about him. If you would
Okay.
like.
I'll go up to probably one of the ladies. And as I approach, I'll be like, would you mind passing me one of the wine bottles?
You pull up and she's already put a glass in front of you and she's about to start pouring. And she goes, a bottle?
Gentleman in the back in the red robe, he requested it.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just add it to his tab. She turns around and she starts reading names. Grabs a bottle, kind of shakes it, puts it back, grabs another, shakes it, and she returns to you with a pretty full bottle. And she hands it to you and she goes, he doesn't have a Coke opener. She quickly pops it open for you.
Wonderful. And if I may, could I purchase a glass of water? I won't say purchase. Could I get a glass of water as well?
I mean, we don't really have that on hand here.
That's fine. I'll just take the bottle back to him. I'll tell him that it's not available. And then I'll just kind of like turn on my heel. I'll give her a little nod and turn on my heel and walk back out.
Okay. A-Rod. Suddenly you're
Whenever I
alone
see-
at the bar unless you're following. What are you doing?
When I see him do that, I'm gonna kind of, as he kind of turns on his heel and walks, I'm gonna give him like a little side smile as he like, just a little like approving, like game recognized game. I see what you're doing there. Nice, nice. Like, and I'm gonna kind of scan the room again. Is there anyone anyone maybe not paying attention to stuff on their table? What's on their tables? Any loose coins sitting around?
Roll a perception check for me.
$15.
You ready?
15. So the person that you see seems to be the most focused. He seems to be the giant hulk of a man. He's quite brooding, but he's like looking over his shoulders, and it looks like he's kind of like eyeing down another group that seems to be also eyeing him down. Might be some tensions there. Group's not paying attention. The people arguing about the representatives that are supposed to be voting on for Black Hollow are pretty intent on their conversation. And then there's another guy who seems like he's almost passed out of his cup. There's a girl across from him. It looks like they were on a date, but this man has had a little bit too much to drink. And he's currently talking about giant killer rabbits in the woods. But his words are mostly slurred, and it seems like she's just waiting for him to like pass out before she makes her leave.
What's this guy, like, what's his attire, I guess? Does it look like he probably have a little couple coins in his pocket sitting, or?
Probably. He looks like a decent working man, but the fact that he's in this establishment probably tells you he has some means to his name. He's kind of like, his boots are dirty, but he's put on some nice pants. His shirt looks like it was recently ironed, and it's worn over top of another one that definitely seems a little bit unkept, and he has it unbuttoned. There's some chest hair kind of poking out.
Talking about killer rabbits, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, I'm gonna try some. I'm just gonna go for it, why not? I'm gonna kind of saunter over to the table, and his date looks uninterested, I'm assuming.
She looks exhausted.
Yeah, like she's about ready for this to be over with, this whole interaction.
Yeah, she's about.
Oh, okay, perfect, great. All right, I'm gonna kind of saunter over to him and be like, "There you are! Oh, look at him. He drank himself down again. Come here. I am so sorry for this. And I'm gonna try to kind of like pick him up and just kind of carry him with me like a friend. Like, come on, man. It's all good."
He looks up at you, and he doesn't seem to like grasp who you are, and it looks like he has a question for me.
Oh no, no, I'm gonna keep talking through and just kind of start getting him towards the exit as quickly as I possibly can.
You see, like, she mouths the words "thank you" as you pick him up and take him away.
And I give her like a wink as I take him away. Come on, bud. No, it's okay. Let's go this way, and be kind of like rifling through his pockets as I'm like holding him over my shoulder, just seeing if there's anything good over here.
And where are you taking him? And roll a sleight.
Just to the front. I was literally just gonna get him out the front door and just slump him down on the steps and walk right back in, and just hope he won't really know what happened.
Yeah, you
look
can roll
at
a sleight of hand.
A good handful in his front right pocket.
18.
18? Yeah, I mean, you could grab his coin purse if you wanted. It's just on a belt. He also has a hunting knife on his belt as well. He has some decent van bracers on. That might take a little bit longer to get off. And he also has a pocket watch that looks like it's tucked into.
I'll take what's easy enough to get, like the pocket watch, the coin purse. I'm not gonna be messing around with bracelets or anything. I'm just gonna kind of like snag. All right, bud. Good night, and just kind of like give him a little tap on the head and just head right on back towards that.
Alright, so you can add silver pocket watch, and you can just put in brackets where it's from. Same with the coin purse. Meanwhile, Tap, you've made it to the top. You've picked this lock. You've opened up the door, and as it's opening slightly, it's a very nice wooden floor, and on one side it looks like it's a balcony that kind of like overlooks, and you can see it actually kind of like wraps around this entire place to the other side. Now you're like super close to the holes in the wall, and you can pick up like the scent of like lavender, and it looks like they have like little incense in these like little holes up there, and the sea breeze is carrying it across. You're much closer to the lanterns now, and you can see your black ones kind of strobing out, and one person on the far side has come out, and they're like tapping on the lantern. There's a couple of people that have like their arms crossed, and they're like just like looking over, and there's a couple conversations going on. And you can see two doors nearby you. One of them is slightly ajar, and another one off in the middle is like wide open. You can see into the room if you wanted. but all the other doors are closed. There's probably about 18 doors in total.
Does look identical?
The doors? Yeah, from this place, they all look identical.
Okay, can I look into the open door fairly safely?
Yeah, I mean, you could like literally just walk by if you wanted. Just take a glance in.
Yeah, just nonchalantly walk by, like I'm meant to be there. Yeah, I will roll performance if necessary.
Alright, so this one, because like I said, you have come up the stairs, right? And then it's on the far side from you, so it actually has as you're passing by, you glance in. You can see a bed, you can see a little table off to the side, there's a little candle holder next to it, there's a chest at the foot of the bed, there's a window that looks out into the rest of the city. The bed looks disheveled, like someone was sleeping in it earlier. There is a small little tucked away chamber pot with a lid on it as well, at least that's what you're guessing it is, as well as a nightstand.
Taste it.
All of it very nice, very top quality sort of thing. Everything has a nice little shine to it, as everything's been sealed in some sort of lacquer, and it's that same kind of goldish color that they've painted the walls with. It's almost gaudy, but not quite.
Okay, I plan to walk into the room, but before I do, I would like to glance over the other doors, and from my experience in the criminal syndicates,
Yeah, obviously.
I would like to note if any of the locks look more intricate than the rest.
They all look relatively the same. It's just door after door after door. It seems like the biggest draw of this place is the pool and the level of whatever they have as a flat bargain. They don't have en-suites, they don't have finer levels beyond this. Everyone gets the same, but it's all good.
I will walk into the wide open room, and I will close the door but leave it ajar so people can't see when walking past, but nobody's gonna question it, like, why
Easy
is it
enough.
closed
You
all of a
just
sudden?
walk in. A couple of people glance at you as you get into their personal space, but it's nothing suspicious.
Okay. First place I look, chamber pot.
Chamber pot?
That's where I would
Someone
hide my
left
valuables.
something in there.
Okay, does it look like... Okay, start checking all the usual spots. Pillowcase, under the bed, under the mattress, and then if there are any obvious storage spaces, like chest, wardrobe, anything like that.
Like I said, there's that small little chest at the foot of the bed. Going to the pillowcase, it's silk. Nice. You almost like slide off of the bed because it's silk on silk, and it's just like, why would you do this? But going to the chest, there's a lock on it, but they've like left it unlocked. You just kind of like slide that out and you pop it open. It looks like there's a empty backpack that's just kind of like been tucked to the side. There's a pile of clothes in there. It seems like travel wear more than anything else. Very, very large clothes though. And then you kind of like look to the side of the chest and you can see a thing of boots, and they're probably like the size for like someone that's like 8 feet tall. Whoever's in this room is a big boy. But also, you kind of like dig through the clothes and you can see like a traveling knife in the side with a bone handle.
I take the knife.
Alright, you grab the knife. So you can put in hunting knife, and then you can put horn handle, or elk horn.
Okay, hunting knife.
And I need you to imagine like a Bowie knife. Like it is a big piece of steel.
Okay.
It's not like a it's a knife.
Can I look through the
No,
bag?
that's a knife.
That's not a knife.
That's a knife.
I'm not just looking for valuables, I'm also looking for any adventuring gear that could be of use. like titans, caltrops, like anything that I might want to have.
Alright, so after this, you continue your rounds. You move away from the chest. You go to the writing table. There's quite a few maps laid out.
Take all of them.
Alright, you start rolling up these maps.
I do have a map case. I have a
Okay.
scroll case.
Tuck those in there. And then besides that, there's like a compass. It's weird though, because the compasses in this world don't really point north. They all point towards the ivory tower on Manor.
Fascinating.
So there's no
Snatch
true
that.
north in Antonio.
I take the compass. Okay. I feel that I've stayed here long enough. Quickly peek out the door, and if no one's looking my way, slip out.
Alright. A-Rod, where are you going after you drop this guy off?
Right back to the tubs. Right back.
Alright, and then Salazar, you're doing the same thing. You're heading towards the tubs as well.
Yep.
Alright. So you've already made it to the tubs. A-Rod is heading in. Tap Tap, you're heading out. And this is at the point where you guys hear a very loud crashing sound coming from the room below. And this is where we will take a break. If you guys want to take a break. It'll be about 15
Bum, bum.
minutes. So
Sure.
I will see you guys back in 15 minutes.
Okay, I have questions.
As soon as we
Okay.
get back. Enjoy your 15 minutes, guys.
Questions now.
No, you gotta wait, I'm afraid.
piercings is out of the norm. Our most like alternative person is a Mexican lady named Sabrina with pink highlights.
Me?
You wanna know something funny?
Am I
If
the
I
lady?
hang out... Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just asking if I was the lady we were talking about.
Yeah, except at your pubes.
So you guys ready to get back into this then?
Somebody
suppose
come
so.
get her.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll take it.
So when we left off, we had a couple of people outside in a bath, making friends with the nice elven lady while you guys were lounging about, that being Cor and Assy. We had Tap Tap helping themselves to the one door that was wide open and apparently there for the taking. We had Salazar, who was hanging out and getting some wine for a nice portly man. And then we had A-Rod, who was helping a person while also quickly rifling through his
Helping
pockets before
himself.
kicking him outside. As you guys were returning back to where you were, Tap Tap making their way out, the other two in the pool, you guys returning to the pool as well, there was a loud crashing sound coming from the bar. Tap Tap.
Before we do this, though, I'd like a chance to just turn to Cole as I, like, slip into the same tub that he's in.
Okay.
I'm wearing, like, this soaked shirt, because I didn't, like, take off all my clothes. Like, I left my undermost shirt on. I'm like, never properly introduced ourselves, did we? I'm Asapil. Hold out one hand.
You
Just
know,
naked in a hot tub.
You're right, sir. I'm sorry. I forgot my manners. I reach out and shake her hand. My name's Kerr.
Nice to meet you, Cole.
Nice to meet you. And then I splash you.
Splash fight ensues, I guess.
You just hear, like, under the overwhelming sound of the crowd, just a quiet whoosh from Tap Tap.
Alright.
The
So,
vocal sploosh.
as you guys are having this splash fight, you guys will hear the sound of this crash. Tap Tap, you're the only one that can see, as everyone has made their way out, and you can see underneath at the bar that very large half-orc or half-ogre, whatever he is. It seems as though he's got into a spot of trouble, and he currently has one man thrown across the bar, and he has another man in each hand, and it looks like he's making them kiss, but very aggressively. And
Now
the
kiss.
elven barkeeper is yelling at him to stop, and people are like moving away, and like people seem like they're like panicked, but it's like at the tail, and it's like over as quickly as it started, and they're not sure if they should be yelling, if they should be shocked, and it's just like this faint sound of music followed by just and he drops both of them, reaches into his pouch, drops it on the table, and goes, "Cover the damages, I'll get my shit." And he starts heading towards the stairs.
Okay, do I see anyone pursuing him or trying to cause any more trouble?
You just see like the elf owner, the barkeep yelling, "Get your stuff and leave!" But he doesn't have like a lot of fight after witnessing what he just saw. And
No,
everyone's just
please.
kind of like giving him a wide berth and like just stepping to the side. And he,
Okay, is there any way I can catch up to him?
he's coming to the stairs, so you could get in his way. So you're kind of trying to catch up. What about the other people outside? Just hear a crash, and then everything goes quiet. There's like a little bit of yelling, and everything just kind of like gets back to normal after that.
Stop splashing and just look at Pierre. Should we check it out?
The man and the woman that are like apart, but have been kind of talking, like kind of get out of the pool, and they like start making their way in as well.
I live my life by one simple rule. Don't get killed. And heading towards a loud booming crashing sound, doesn't seem conductive to that plan. And I still need to shave.
You and I have very different definitions of living.
So, you know. And at this point, I'm gonna reach over to my bag that I'd set down near the edge of the tub, rummage around, pull out some soap and one of my mini daggers, and just like start shaving completely by feel.
Okay. So what about A-Rod and Salazar? You just making your way out still? Everything's good?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a wide. I'm gonna give the dude a wide berth too. I'm actually gonna let him go first. If he's going the same way I'm going, like if we both have to head through this hallway, I'm gonna let him go first. I want to be behind him, if anything.
As you like stop outside, and he just like looks at you, steps on the stairs, and the stairs like noticeably bend underneath him as he like stomps his way up. They weren't squeaky before, but they're squeaky now.
I'm actually just gonna try to slip right past him unnoticed and just kind of get back outside.
Since he was probably behind me at the time, I'm just kind of call back with the bottle of wine. It's like, I admire your art, and I'm just gonna give him like a little nod and just walk back towards the pool.
He kind of like sizes up and gives you a nod as well. Continues his way up the stairs. Tap.
Okay.
He's heading directly towards you.
Could I roll insight to see if I can glean anything from him, whether he might be more receptive to someone who could be like fight alongside him, or he would be more prone to like protect someone?
I guess that would just be insight, but probably with disadvantage unless you want to try talking to him or something, or you just sizing him up. Like, you're just making blanket assumptions about him, right? So
yeah, I'm just gonna try to roll insight with disadvantage for now. I am still gonna come up and talk to him, but I want to try and glean as much as I can beforehand.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's a 8.
An 8? He seems like he's a pretty useful person. Maybe he has a soft side. You're not too sure, but you know, he's probably open to talking. You can look down and you see he looks like he's a big fan of drinking. Based on the 3 empty bottles that are like, well, they were stacked in front of him, but they've since been removed from the counter, either by him or by the barkeep. And he's moving towards you. Almost on top of you at this point. And he pushes open the door you were just inside. And he walks into his room. And he looks around.
Oh, right?
And he looks and it's dawning on him. He looks at the empty table where the maps were. He goes over to the chest, he looks through it, he finds his clothes. Doesn't find his knife. He starts stuffing his stuff into the bag, and you can tell like looks like he's pretty angry, and you can hear him mumbling about how he was fucking robbed in this place.
You're muted, hun.
What? Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry, I have to face
It's
this
directional.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna like try to fall into step with him as much as I can. And the second that he like notices the room and I see his expression drop, I just under my breath go, "What?"
What? That's what?
What cunts?
But in Noom's voice,
He
like really high pitched.
He looks back towards you and he goes, "This isn't over yet. I want to have a word with him." And he picks his bag out of the chest and he swings it over his shoulder. And it usually is a backpack, but it doesn't fit over his back, so he just has it as like a sack and he's just holding it with one hand.
It's like a bindle.
Okay, shut up, James. Okay, I just say, "Alrighty," and I fall in like really jilly jolly, like gnome voice. "Alrighty," and I fallen to step beside him and try to keep up, but like I'm assuming my head is almost brushing his elbow, and I kind of have to like duck out of the way of his arm. But I am like jogging behind him.
Yeah. And he's mean mugging everyone on his way past. Anyone that looks at him now, he's just intently staring daggers, and his eyes are like searching over them. Like he's looking for any sign. Where did you put the knife you grabbed? And because I know
I would have shoved everything in my bag.
Everything in your bag, right?
Yes.
And he's just fucking. He's staring them down, every single one. And James, you're outside now. Same with Ava and everyone else. And you guys can hear the sound of the stairs creaking again. And it just goes.
Did we hear any of that conversation? No.
Nope, it was all upstairs. But you do suddenly hear like the sound of creaking. And you hear like the sound of a door slamming open, and it just goes dead quiet on the inside of the bar.
Okay, as I see that he's about to make a move, I'm quickly just gonna yank a single caltrop off my staff and press it into his palm and go, "Big boy, go!"
Alright.
You press what into his palm?
A caltrop.
Oh boy.
He looks down. Like it's not like a painful look. Like he just looks at you and he sees the caltrop.
Hurt him. I'm trying to like give it to him.
Yeah, and he picks it up and it's like barely fits in his two little fingers. And he looks up and he lifts it and he applies enough pressure and his skin's thick enough that it doesn't pierce, and he just bends the caltrop and it's almost flat.
I will very theatrically let my jaw drop and go.
And you guys can
Yes.
just hear, and it's like completely quiet, and he just goes, "You got a problem with thieves. I expect to be reimbursed." And he starts walking towards the bar, and people again are just getting out of his way as he makes his way up there. And the bartender's kind of stumbling over his words, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, "Call it 50 gold, 3 of your bottles." And the barkeep is he's saying no, but he's already backing his way towards it. And he's already grabbing the bottles off of the wall, his hands kind of shaking as he puts them down. And he's like, "These aren't free." And the guy just scoops them up, all 3 in one hand. Turns on his heels and he heads out.
I'm following.
There's still just this awkward silence in this guy's wake. And then someone just goes, "Fuck that guy, right?" And the conversation kind of resumes. You've left at this point. The guy's safely out of earshot when the guy says it.
I was gonna use my 3rd spell slot.
So sadly, he was waiting till that guy was well out of earshot. It was more of a
2 blocks
whispered
away.
declaration than anything else. But yeah, everything seems to pick up. Tap, you said you're following this guy. Doesn't seem like he's kind of looks at you, but he's trying to not pay you any mind. He seems
A lost puppy, just
Okay, no, at this point, I'm just doing my best to kind of look like a kid just in awe of this mass of a man. And I'm just keeping up, and I am not put off by his attitude at all. Anytime that he even glances at me, I just beam up at him.
I'll get back to you in a second. Meanwhile,
Okay.
you guys at the bathhouse. There was this awkward silence, the sound of this door slamming, more silence, and then the conversation kind of resumes after that. Have you guys done anything, or what are you guys currently up to?
I'm gonna shave.
You're just shaving.
Myself up. And then I'll offer I'll scrub your back scales if you scrub my back.
Ooh, that sounds good. Hold on a second, though. I clamber out, go over to my pack, pull out my steel mirror, get back in, and then just hold it up so Pierre can actually see what they're doing.
I like you. You're good. Whatever you are.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
Kurt.
assuming some sort of like lizard folk hybrid something. I don't know.
Kobold?
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
Oh, I am one.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
James, as you finally make your way outside, the big guy is already like looking for you, and his eyes lock, and he sees the bottle, and he's like gesturing you over quickly.
I'll pull the glass that the lady gave me, and I'll pour him a nice like a nice goblet. It's like, the lady of the house apologizes. They did not have any water on hand.
Who drinks water? He tastes it, and he starts drinking. He goes, "What was that about?"
I believe there's a disturbed patron.
Silver's is slipping here. Glad they finally hired someone to guard the baths, though. And he kind of like pulls himself out of the pool. You know, his edge of the bottom of his robes are a little wet, and he like pulls it over his stomach, and tightens it a little.
I would like to attempt to take a peek.
A peek at what?
Like lean over and try to see like the man.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
he's a man. He's frostbound. He's well fed. He has one of those like perfectly round stomachs, you know.
Like it looks like he's still wearing a belt even with nothing else on.
Yeah, you know, like if you wanted a keg, this guy's definitely got the keg. And he finishes his like goblet of wine and he holds it out towards you, Sel.
Okay, I'll top him up.
Thank you. And he starts drinking and he makes his way inside.
Okay, I'll just walk back to Kerr and everyone else who's like, well,
Yes, servant man, prepare my towel for me.
is there a towel nearby?
I don't own a towel.
Probably like off tucked by the door. We'll say there's a couple of towels. They look pretty fresh.
Okay, I'll go grab a towel, and then I'm gonna throw it across the throw it across the entire fucking pool area.
Hits the wall on the far side and just kind of unfolds unceremoniously.
I'll just
Lays there in the dirt.
walk over. Get fucked.
Wow, you're really bad at preparing towels.
You're right. That's one of my one of the things I need to improve at. I'm sorry.
You really need to work on that one, because that's on the floor
I just
now.
ensured that you get your bath for free.
Well, why don't you hop in with us? It's really nice in here.
My skin is I have a problem with the sun. It hurts my skin.
You want me to hold up a parasol for you?
No thanks. I'm
Like a
pretty
delicate
content in here.
Highborn lady.
Upon hearing him say this, I'm gonna slip just the tip of my tail out of the water and touch his foot, and I'm gonna cast Lay on Tail, 5 points to cure disease.
You feel like this warm energy kind of like wash over you, and you might have had a little bit of a sickness, but it's gone now. That little cough that you had at the back of your throat,
Go.
it's gone.
Thank you. I'm
Lay
gonna
on tail.
hold the bottle out to you. Drink up. It's on the house.
What's this?
It's wine. It's
Oh.
house wine, house blend. It seemed pretty expensive, so
Never had
Here.
wine before. I'll take it and just
whoa
big
there,
old drink
whoa there,
right from the
champ.
bottle.
Have you ever drank before? Can you make a Constitution save, and we'll get back to this as the night goes.
Justin, out of character. How old are you? How old do you look?
Have you ever met a kobold?
Probably
Well,
not.
that's off the table. Well, then,
We're
I might
probably
be fully
roughly
grown.
a racial equivalent in age.
It's like, do you look like you have wrinkles? Do you look like they're age scales, or do they look fresh? That's probably the best we can do.
Do you look like an adult or like
Have you
You should have
molted?
left alone with a pair of scissors.
On a scale of 1 to molting.
Rolled a total of a 10, by the way.
A 10, alright. It's actually like, you've never had wine before. And at first it's a little off-putting, but you kinda, you muscle your way through that, and there's layers to this, and you feel like if you were to like take it slowly, you could probably really enjoy it, You would assume this is what an expensive wine, or maybe a cheap wine tastes like, you don't know, but there's a lot of characters to this wine. And there's like a lingering sweetness to it, and then it kind of like gets a little bitter at the very end, and you're just like, this thing is like a roller coaster. I'm up, I'm down.
This is... I don't know.
I'm just gonna like reach out and grab the bottle and hand it over to the dwarf. Dwelf. I'll like reach out and pat you on the head. Stay it there. You might want to watch this one.
And A-Rod, you've made it outside as well, by the way.
I'm gonna grin at you, take the wine, and just throw back as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Hey, you're a babysitter now!
Oh god. I'm gonna come out and be like, no, don't drink all the wine! And like, someone in there is in trouble, but it ain't me. Look what I got. And I'm gonna kind of like flash the coin purse and the watch real quick, and be like, oh, look, a towel, perfect. And we'll pick it up.
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna like start undressing.
Hell, my towel!
Got it. We'll huck it at you and just like hop in. I'm gonna take off like my gear and leave like my undergarment stuff on and just jump on in. Been waiting for
3
this.
people stuffed in one little tub.
Yup. Like everyone make some room.
Has anyone seen the bird?
At this point,
The who?
the mother and child are like leaving. They're like giving you guys dirty looks. Oh, the mother is. The kid's like giggling, and he's like trying to like just watch what's going on. But the mom's like, we're out of here.
Are we alone now? Has everybody left?
Mostly.
Oh, you were watching the bird.
I was getting wine.
I don't even think the bird made it inside here, because, like,
They did.
they tried to go over the wall and then they disappeared, and I haven't seen them since.
Yeah, the
That
last person.
magpie is gone.
The last person to see the bird would be A-Rod and Sal, and you guys just ran into them in the airlock.
I really am a glorified babysitter now, aren't I?
I'm gonna,
I
like,
don't know how
shake
old you are.
shake the wine that's, like, half empty now. Yeah, now.
Be like, no. I'm gonna reach over, I'm gonna snag it. I'm gonna start.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start taking my drink.
3 drunks in a tub.
Then give him whatever else is left. Like, I'll leave a good amount though. I'm not gonna drink it all. It's like, yeah.
Meanwhile, Tap, you've now made it about 1 block, and finally this big man kind of like turns towards you, and he just kind of like holds up his hands slightly as if he's like, what? But he doesn't say anything, he just gestures.
Okay, I'll just do one of the bro,
He like
and then I'll
Universal.
does it back, and then he like gestures again, but it's like, it's low, down by his waist. What?
okay.
You lost?
Oh, it was right there. It was nice.
What?
We should remember this spot.
I
Okay.
hate you so much.
Can I help you?
Do you want to just take the whole thing? And I'll point to myself.
What a nightmare.
I'm so many levels of confused right now. Do I know you?
Same dude, same.
Directional, Luca.
They make.
Oh. Tap tap. Okay. Better guess than knock knock, I guess. So, you just following me, or like the show's over?
Waiting for something exciting to happen.
Well, I got some bottles of wine. I'm gonna go gamble. You cool?
Things waiting.
Well, I'm not looking for a fight, so you better play it cool. Can you do that?
I ain't a fighter, dear. I'm a lover.
I don't know if that's a yes or a no. Alright, come along.
And at this point, the sing-songy voice goes up again and says, "Whoopsie daisies!" And I'll just keep following him.
He starts walking. I guess you're in tow with him.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
this is
back
gonna
at the
be a nightmare.
bathhouse.
Well, we split the party.
Yes, you did.
Nothing bad ever happened. I mean, it's session 1 already. Already getting to it early.
What time is it now?
At this point, you guys got here decently early. Cole was just waking up. Your boat pulled in. You guys have been probably just hanging around for roughly 2 to 3 hours. So it's probably about like 1, 2 in the afternoon.
So, who wants to go get some lunch?
I just got in. I'm gonna start like scrubbing myself quickly, like trying to clean myself best I can.
We would have given you long enough to like get a bath. You know, we finish off the wine.
Okay, that's fair.
Wine and
like,
no food.
I don't know about you guys, but like I could really go for some street meats.
Best
And I've
kind.
left just like a mustache and like a patch of hair down here, like a goatee going on.
Just
I got a
mutton
mustache,
chops.
and like if I owned wax, I could like curl my mustache, and then I'd have like a little patch
little
here, but I
soul
don't
patch.
have wax.
I'm gonna jingle the coin purse I snagged off the guy. Lunch is on me today, and I'm just gonna like kind of.
Yeah! You know how to treat a dwarf right.
Let's go have some fun.
Sorry, before I forget, while I'm walking next to the big guy, like, when he says, "Are you coming with or not?" I'll just say, "Make like Velcro!"
Just a Velcro sound?
No, Velcro?
Oh my
He doesn't
God.
get it. He doesn't know what Velcro is.
I'll just, like, grab his arm and hold on for just a second too long to be comfortable, but I let go immediately after that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think you might actually be of use to me. You seem to have sticky fingers. It could come
Which
in
one of
handy.
us?
Yeah, we both look at each other really quick and then back at you.
Either or, both.
Like,
Where
we're
are
a
you...
package deal.
Yeah, it's
Also, we don't
unfortunate.
do those things. Like, we're good with our hands, but
So, what
3
is
days.
what is your plan? What are you doing here? You as well, little one.
Just celebrating, feeling out the people, getting to know the locals, you know? Really just taking in the
Are you a
sights.
people person?
I
Are you-
have,
Yeah, you could say that.
I have one plan. I have one plan. And I lean in close to you, and I like grab you by like your belt so I can like lean up in the tub, like leave a wet handprint on your robes. Don't die, and don't get caught. And
How do
that's
I
all the
know?
plan I need. And then I flop back down.
How did I know you were gonna say that? I mean, dying's probably not so bad. Like, you don't have any more problems.
I mean, speak for yourself, guy. Have you ever died?
No, but I can imagine that there's no more problems. You don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep. There's no more anything.
You can't eat anymore.
Have you
part
used
of
your
life.
divine sense at all today or no?
No.
Okay. If you ever do,
Food
let me
is
know.
like the best thing ever.
Why are you here?
I'm a bit of an explorer. I've traveled quite a ways around. I basically go where the wind pushes me.
Been anywhere neat?
I've been in some pretty interesting ruins. I'm a archaeologist by trade. I like to study
if there's
ruins.
a particularly strong breeze, you could be directed in a way. And I give you a looking rod that says, like, do you have one in the chamber?
I'll get going back.
I can be persuaded to follow a current.
So, like, all we need to do is direct you with the right breeze. Okay, good to know.
As long as
Very
it
good.
benefits me, I see no problem.
Why are you traveling with the bird?
I actually met them on the ship. They're
Kind of
just
hard to keep track of.
They not on a ship. They glued themselves to my hip and wouldn't leave me alone.
Is
You know
that
how
right?
weird it is to wake up in the middle of the night and hear, like, kitten meowing? It's
mean,
horrific.
my older sister had a cat, so like.
There was no cats on board. It's the middle of the night. You're hanging in your hammock, and you just hear this kitten purring and meowing in the darkness somewhere. It's honestly horrific.
I could
Old
tell
man
that this
eating
was a
chili in the
genuinely traumatizing experience for you.
You hear men grunting and scratching themselves. You don't expect to hear a fucking kitten purring. That's
That's probably
some
why they were
next level
pulling,
weird
because the
shit.
man next to them was grunting.
My heart goes out to you, friend.
There's a correlation between the grunting and the pulling.
I don't want to think about that.
But
Oh,
now you're
no,
thinking about it.
No, every while, broken up between the meows, you would hear like a whorehouse moan.
I don't get it.
I'm honestly not certain if they have control of it, or if it's just rapid fire bullshit, but it's something
Probably
else.
both.
While you guys are having this conversation, 3 people come out to join you. All of them look like they've seen better days. One of them has a ripped tunic. Another one has like a big black eye. They just kind of like look at you guys, and they go to like the far side of the pool. They start stripping off, and one of them is definitely like covered in scratches, and it looks like he like went and hit some glass. And the other 2, their faces are just a little swollen. They like put their face in the pool.
I think that was the grunting he heard that made the pulling.
No, there was a bigger one inside who made them kiss.
I want to lean over to him and be like, let me guess. I should see the other guy.
One
He
of them
is-
looks up and he just goes, "Fuck you!"
Ah.
They get back to tending to themselves.
Where did they leave their stuff?
There's like right behind them. They've
Ah, damn
definitely
it.
like they look like they're being a little standoffish with you guys. And now that Arod said something, they're kind of like all mumbling to themselves, and they keep looking towards you guys.
Can I roll? I'm gonna roll a lot of perception. Can I roll perception and see if I can kind of pick up on what they're talking about, if they're whispering or kind of like mumbling to themselves?
Sure.
That one was a 20, but that one under my keyboard. That one is a 14 plus 6, so dirty 20.
What was it?
14 plus 6, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. They're kind of feeling it out, you know, seeing if they want to stay here, if they want to go. One of them's like, oh, just let it go. Another one's like, best 2 out of 3, you know what I'm saying? And he's like staring down A-Rod. And another one's just like, nah, they're cool. Red thing's a little weird though.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is like, we dry off, right? Go out, get some street meat. Maybe we find you a boat, maybe we don't. And then we go to the usual place and like go for the night.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
hungry
yeah.
for some reason.
Like I said, I got us covered. And I'll
Cause
jiggle the
it's
coin purse again.
lunchtime.
I'll
think
hop
it's
out and
because
start
he's
getting
drunk.
dressed. And, like kind of as I'm getting dressed, I want to shoot the two guys. Look over and kind of give them like a.
Shoot
one of
like
those,
finger pistols.
It's kind of give like the type thing when I leave, just a little like blow a kiss at her real quick. Just like fuck you, it's like get out.
At like Mach 5, I switch out one loose tunic for my wet loose tunic for a fresh, clean loose tunic out of my bag.
Quick thing, Sal.
Yep.
Are you sticking around for all of this, or have you like kind of gone ahead of the group to like head out?
No, I'm just waiting around.
All right.
You're just hanging around, a big
So-
old emo daddy.
Babysitter.
As you like blow the kiss towards them, one of them just calls over and he goes, "You're lucky the guard's here, little man."
I'm just gonna come on then, and I'm just gonna like keep walking. I'm gonna saunter out.
I'll back up and put my hands up. And I'll gesture.
Oh yeah? And he like pulls himself out of the pool. He starts walking towards you, and his two friends are kind of like, you know, they're still talking, but they're keeping an eye on what's playing out as this guy's like walking towards you. And it's like,
I'm gonna.
If
Can I
they
kind of
try
like
and
scan?
me, I want. If they walk past me within like 5 feet, I want to blindside them.
well, you said you backed up, so you can tell me if you want to try to get close. But he's kind of like, he's walking, because like I said, there's 12 pools and they're like separated. He's like on the path between them and he's walking towards A-Rod.
The one that has, I'm just actually looking
Yes,
up.
Assy?
So I'm quickly getting dressed while all of this is going on. He starts shit talking them,
Yeah.
and I immediately go, he's playing the distraction today. It's my turn.
Well, like
And
I
I
said,
try to sneak around some of the pools to the back, to the banks.
well, there's, like I said, 2 others that are watching, right?
I know, they're watching. I'm sneaking, I like get dressed and I make it look like I'm leaving, like I don't want to get involved in this shit.
Yeah. Well,
And I play up
just
this
so you're aware,
stumble
like
a
they
bit.
put their stuff in like the far corner, and I imagine the door's here and they're like in the back, because like I said, they
Yeah.
went to the back.
Yeah, I was getting dressed and I'm just like, I'm not getting involved. And I back away and I like duck down behind a tub.
Okay, so
And I like try to sneak around the back end.
I roll a stealth check.
And
for
I'm
me.
watching, I'm waiting for them to all get involved in this fight.
Alright, roll a stealth check. Alright, so this guy's walking towards you, and he like makes
how
the
many of
kiss
them are
towards you
there?
as well. 3.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, alright. So
As soon as the 3 of them get in range, I'm gonna cast. Like
Well,
as soon as they.
two are staying back. It's only one of them moving forward. Only
Okay,
one.
as soon as he gets into a point like he's posturing like 5 or 10 feet away, I'm casting Bane on all 3 of them.
Alright, well, he like makes the same kiss towards A-Rod. He's like, "What you got? Come on."
I mean, yeah, I'm beckoning them towards me. Like, let's go, bro. Let's do it.
Are you
I'm gonna
getting
I'm gonna
out of
see.
the
Can
pool, or Are
I?
you staying? Yeah, you said you're getting dressed, right? So
Yeah, we were getting dressed when he
Yeah.
started. He like rolled the
Alright.
kiss.
Can I
and he
actually
pulled
try
it
to
out
like
of his pants.
palm a dagger behind me, like with the hilt facing him? Though I'm gonna kind of use it as a improvised
Well,
weapon to
he's
come.
like 15 feet away from you, and he's talking shit, but you're not sure if he's gonna follow through, or if he's just acting tough. But
I know, I'm
he's-
just getting ready for it though. I'm
he's-
like,
he's
no,
talking
I'm
shit.
all for it. I'm all about it. Like, I'm not backing down. Let's go.
he's
But I
doing
mean, I
like
have
the
it.
Joji, like, you first, come on, Make a move.
Oh, okay, alright. No, I'm just gonna keep his attention best I can, and I'm gonna, like, even, like, looking at the other guys, they still don't want to get involved? Like, they really don't want to get involved,
No,
or they're just like...
they're keeping an eye, but they're not sure which way it's gonna go.
I'm gonna try to look at them too, be like, come on, you too, let's go!
I'll
Let's
take
make
all
this
3
fair.
of you.
Let's make this fair.
You hear one
I'll
of them
even-
that's just like, just leave it alone, Rick. And this guy,
Nah,
like,
come on, man,
he's
come
still
on. I'm gonna even try to
posturing.
roll. Can I even try to roll like a persuasion or performance to try to like kind of really get them out?
Goat 'em.
Yeah, I'm trying to goad them.
It'd be like an intimidation or a yeah, make a persuasion. We can do a persuasion.
Come on,
Yeah, I
fight
have
me, man.
expertise. in this. 18.
18.
I got a chip tooth. Let's see if we can lose one.
He moves
Yeah,
like
let's
a
go.
little closer, but he's like, "Come on, swing on me, swing!" And he's like, but he's still like 12 feet away.
All right, I'm gonna start closing that gap. Is there any dirt or anything around like that around?
He starts backing up. He
Oh,
doesn't actually want it. He starts.
You didn't want the smoke?
He
Like-
doesn't actually want it. He goes, "You're
Can
not
I,
worth.
can I walk up behind him? Like, I just want to walk up and just, like, have him back into me.
Yeah, you can." And he backs up into you. Do you
I
like?
thought you wanted to fight.
He's not worth it.
Whoa.
And he starts moving like away from you guys, and he's backing up the other way now, and he's like separated from the group. And the other two are calling down, "They just leave him alone. He's an idiot."
Can I steal something now that they're all looking at that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
that
can
would-
try.
Okay, I'm gonna try to steal something.
You're lucky I'm feeling generous today. Take him and get out.
Oh, 17 plus. I've got double in my sleight of hand because I've got expertise in that.
Isn't it great? That's I'm so glad we took the
So
expertise side of hand.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah. What do you
Just
want?
like-
They have their clothes out there.
Take their clothes.
That's really about it. Just their clothes. Some
Taking
boots.
every pair of pants, stuffing them in my bag, and leaving.
You're just grabbing their pants.
Just
Snatch and
pants
grab.
in the bag, out of the door.
You can have 3 pair of traveler pants.
I'm
Or
just gonna-
fine pants.
I'm just gonna
Or
reveal
they're
that I have.
in their pockets.
That you have the knife.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm just gonna show that I have the knife and twirl it.
Are
Just be
there
like,
any
hey.
belts? Any belts, anything like that
Yeah,
in
of
their
course there's
pockets?
belts. They just have
All of
their
it.
pants and their belts, and that's about it.
No change places on their belts?
Nope.
God damn it. Well, I stole 3 pairs of pants and the belts.
Okay.
Anything to piss him off.
Alright, and he makes it back to his friend, and he like just sinks down into the fucking pool, staring daggers at you guys. And his friends are like trying to like, calm him down or like brush his ego. They're just like,
I'm
they're
I'm
not
just gonna
worth it.
like, I'm just gonna try to show that I had that dagger hidden the whole time and just kind of twirl it, like, you guys are no fun. And I'm just gonna like, all right, let's get out of here. Now that I've seen that she already grabbed all the clothes, I'm like, all right, let's dip.
With that, you guys finally make your way out.
Okay.
So where you guys headed?
To some street vendors. Get some
By the
street
way,
meats.
you notice that Cole is not walking a straight line. He's
Not even close.
I'm just gonna, like,
Ooh.
kind of saddle up next to him and put my hand on his head to keep him, like, control his path.
My feet still
he's just,
waver as I walk along.
it's like the worst walking stick you've ever had.
I never got your name, big man. I'm asking you.
Silashar.
What?
Silashar. You can call me
Silashar.
Sal.
I don't recognize that. That's not Elven. What is it?
It is Elven, but parents were in Yun. Grew up in a small town.
Oh, okay. So that's like the young Elvish. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little weird. No one seems to quite understand. Whereabouts are you from? The lot of you. I'm gonna kind of gesture. I'm gonna like look down at the little kobold.
I'm gonna gesture widely. I am a child of Chal.
hippie.
I'm just gonna like look around at the elves and dwarves and look at you.
It fits, right?
Something fit. What about you? And I'll nod to you.
Cool.
Yeah. Fuck.
My tribe's out by the coast.
I've not seen. I don't think I've ever seen one of your kind before. Do you just keep to yourselves? Small bands? Large bands?
Roll a history check for me there, bucko.
18 plus my proficiency is 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You'd be aware, like, there's a couple of kobold groups scattered around Yun. Most of them didn't do very well during the dragon flights, when a bunch of the dragons had a mass exodus from Yun. When there was a return, some of them have come back. The biggest population is in Deep Port, which is the port city underneath Lich Port.
Okay.
Besides that, Wormrun has quite a few, and then they also kind of stick to the mountains between Apostles' Rest and Heretics Pass.
Okay, so I would be fairly familiar with.
Yeah, you understand they usually flock around dragons.
Yeah, okay.
Some sort of kinship with the beasts.
And
About 300?
you're not looking so.
I
so
don't
good.
feel good.
You just feel like you're swimming with every step.
You're doing great. I was giving 2 thumbs up.
What have I done? Little one, how old are you?
Oh. 3.
Out on the back. There you go. Let it out.
Contact.
Nope. No.
It's okay.
3.
How old are you when you reach adulthood?
There you go. Shh. It's alright, bud. It's alright. That's good.
It's like on your boot, James.
Oh.
Are there any stands selling bread nearby?
Yeah, there's a couple.
I'd like to sleight of hand just a small like thing of plain bread.
Roll sleight of hand.
That is 19.
19? Yeah, it's easy enough to sneak one away. You just like find someone that's like making a sale and you just kind of like wrap your hand around them.
Yeah. And I go over you and I like start ripping off little pieces like, here, eat this, it'll help.
Thank you.
Oh, it's okay, baby.
Well, this is not how I expected to spend my day. Alright. Meat Fiend. Where are we off to?
Suppose we should probably
down
get
the
some
road.
food and find your friend.
I mean, all you have to do is listen for the weird sounds.
So,
Fair enough.
which way are you guys headed? Let's just figure that out.
Probably, I think, to the right.
Alright, and are you guys searching for them in any way, or just hoping to stumble
keeping-
across them?
I'll be keeping an ear out, or an eye and ear out for it, but...
Alright,
Yeah.
let's just get perception checks some more, yeah.
I only care about finding some meat vendors and eating a lot of things.
Oh, womp womp, I only got 10.
11.
15.
2.
Oh wait, 3 actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm 3.
all you know is you're sick and the freaking the ground's moving.
Poor guy.
The rest of you, you're
Mine
keeping
doesn't
your
like
eyes out.
me.
You guys can pick up a little bit of news as you're walking around. Apparently, there's a wizard who's promising a large amount of gold if you help him speak with his dog. There's a archaeologist who's trying to get a crew together, and looks like they want to head to Mill, Scar. There's other people headed north, and they're hiring caravan guards. And besides that, there's a lot of talk about the murder that happened in Red Bay. As well as this guy, Matthias Milsword, who is entering to become one of the council members. As well as a list of the other people. There's quite a bit of talks about politics, if you guys care about that. If you want, I can give you those names. If not, I'll continue.
I usually care about the murders and shit, but right now I'm more interested in eating.
Alright.
That's why I called you a meat fiend.
Got it. Alright, so now you
This
guys
all
are
ain't bacon.
looking for food. Meanwhile, Tap.
Tap.
You have now been taken back towards the harbor district and down quite a few places, and you kind of end up like where the harbor kind of like goes down, right, and it turns more into tiers, right? It's almost like you're in an area below the docks, and there's like a small little inset door to like go into. And this guy kind of like stoops his head as he like enters, and it's kind of a grungy place. It looks like there's like a bunch of boxes stacked haphazardly around the place, and there's a couple of like gambling tables that have been set up, and they're like just playing on top of some of the crates. You recognize the quartermaster from the Skeleton's Boomerang, and maybe a few other people of the crew here. It just looks like this is the go-to gambling place if you're on the harbors. He just kind of like gestures towards someone. Someone seems to acknowledge him. It's hard to see because his frame takes up so much of the doorway. And he like makes his way over, and he looks towards you and he goes, "You gambling?"
I would like to be reimbursed, I say in his own voice right back to him.
Is that a yes or a no? I'm not sure.
I'll just pull out like a copper.
I think the buy-in's at least 10 silver.
Pull out 9 more.
Just slowly clicking them in your hand.
Okay. Dice or cards?
I've never had that choice before.
Oh.
Everything, anything and everything. Come one, come all.
I got something for you. You're not one of them squeamish types, are ya?
At this point, Tap just stands up straighter and just like does the bro thing again.
Alright.
Like,
I hardly know her.
He like taps on the table and he points to a guy. He goes, "Hold my spot, I'll be back." And he like starts walking deeper and he like gestures for you to follow. And there's like another door at the far back. And as he like moves towards it, some people like step towards him, and then they kind of like see who it is and they like move back and they open the door. And it goes into another area, and all you see is there's like 3 tables with like a line in front of them. Very short lines, maybe like 2 to 3 people each. And they're just talking. Someone writes something on a scroll, and then they like mark something down, some coin is exchanged, the next person goes up. This orc like kind of leans down and goes, "Alright, they got scrolls of prediction. You make a bet on anything that can happen, and if it comes true, you're notified. Fucked up it is, the less likely it is, the worse the odds are, and you're paid more. So you can bet on anything. It can be this person hooks up with this person. It could be this person dies." Now some people kind of fix this game. They'll bet on something and they'll make it happen. But think of something you want to bet on.
Okay, at this point, I'm kind of like gonna turn around and start rifling through my bag. I try to kind of cover it away from him so he doesn't see inside in case I let something slip. But I'm pulling out my scholar's pack, my scroll, my quill, my ink jar, right? The whole setup, and I start writing things out.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, behind these guys, there is a list where it says, like, you know, like big events where it's like, Char goes to war, or it says Fingolm is sold, or it says, this person dies. And you get a feeling like it's like bets on like major, or like, you know, kings, queens, stuff like that. And there's odds written next to it.
Okay. Does it look like I can add my own?
Yeah, so you can rate whatever you want. Those are just like the big other running bets in case you want to jump in on those as well. It even says like bets of the week. So you get to the front and there's a decent looking dwarf, you know, he's decently well kept. He has like 5 rings on each finger, but the rings have like letters and it just says pray back.
Ugly.
Oh my god, no!
And he just goes, alright, what are you betting on? What's the wager?
Is this is this who I think it is?
Who knows?
Can I roll a history check?
Who do you think it is?
Fucking from last campaign. Pre-back. I have illustrations of the knuckles.
No, it is not the bugbear.
Oh. Right, it was the bugbear. Okay, I couldn't remember who had the knuckles because I didn't draw the rest of them.
No, it's someone else.
Okay.
Similar idea. Maybe they know each other.
Fair enough. Okay, but I write out my own prediction and I plop down 10 gold.
And what are you
But
betting on?
I have like a little separate pouch for 10 gold from like my urchin background. I just pull out the pouch. I don't open it. I don't show anyone what's in it. I just put the pouch down. And what I have written on my little scrap of paper is someone will be spread-eagled on a ship's mast. Or sorry, blood-eagled.
I mean, it's a little vague. You got a name in mind?
I just quickly write out a question. Or actually,
So this guy's looking at it and he's about to write it down, right? So he's just looking for clarification.
I write out with like a common name.
John?
Sure. Like a common name for this region. Like I ask them what one might be. And then I want to roll insight on whatever they answer to see if they're bullshitting me.
Well, they just say a name and you can roll if you want, but he kind of just like says it offhand. You get a feeling he just pulled it, nothing malicious or intended about it.
Double check. And
Yeah, I know a couple of Michaels.
7.
Michael.
Alright, and how long do you want this bet to stand for?
I just ask like timeline question mark?
Well, I mean, usually, if you leave it forever, eventually it's gonna happen, in which case it's not a bet. Common one is 24 hours, a week, a month. Bigger events, we tend to put it for a year.
This one, is there like a sign with all the like times or anything like that?
Not really.
I'll just indicate I want 1 month.
1 month. Alright. He takes your gold, opens it, counts it. Is there 10 gold in there?
Yes.
Alright. And after that, he just slides over another piece of paper. And just goes, this is your ticket. If it makes a sound, it means you got paid. If not, gold's mine.
Okay. I'm gonna, I'll shove the ticket somewhere safe for now, like in a fold of my clothing or something. I will eventually put it in like a little, envelope or pouch or something waterproof and like put it on my staff.
Okay.
But I do want to make an additional bet
Okay.
of 13 gold on
Okay.
Char Goes to War.
Okay. What's your timeline?
Oh, and I say 1 year to him back in his own voice.
Alright.
That must be very unnerving.
After that, he sets it. He gives you another one of those little tokens, paper tokens.
Okay. Do the same thing, hide it away, and then I kind of stick around to see what other people are betting, unless they like usher me away. I at least want to stay to see what the big guy bets.
The big guy? He's like just kind of reading the boards at the back. Doesn't really seem like he's willing to commit one way or another. And then eventually he goes, I want to place a bet. Next person that eats it, Nikolai Millsworn. And he passes over a chunk of gold and he goes, 2 months.
Ooh, you mentioned Millsworn earlier and how he only took a dead man's place. Would Tap Tap know that?
Roll intelligence check.
Check. Just check.
Yep.
That's a 9.
A 9? You're aware that there was 2 Millsworns. One was a father,
Right.
and one's a son. You don't remember which one's which, though. The son, apparently is doing something with caves or runes, and the other one is trying to get on the Harmony Council, the father. But you
Okay.
don't remember their like names beyond that or which one's which.
Okay. And at this point, I'm just gonna like do the nose thing again and plop down another like 5 gold.
On the same thing.
Same thing as this guy bet, yes. And I would like to know my odds, please.
Oddly enough, the only one with odds that are like out in the open is the Chow Wool, and then it's just the odds change depending on the year. The longer the time, the less you're going to get paid. In the first week, as in like it's going to be super like that it's happening right now, it's like 500 to 1. The one that you bet on for a year, it looks like you'll probably double your money.
Double?
Yep. So you
Okay,
put
then
13
I wanna-
gold, you'd make 26.
Okay, I wanna change the timeline on that.
Okay.
1 month. Same voice.
Double the odds. Okay, but you want to do it in 1 month.
Yes.
All right. So in that case, you will make 100 times your money.
Goes out and starts a war.
But there's also some dark things, there's just names where it says like this person won't make it home tonight. Bet time 2 hours. And it's obvious
out
that
and
some
murder 'em.
people are just gonna make this happen.
I mean,
So
It's just like, this person isn't making it out of this room. Turns to your side, stabs your friend.
do you really think I'm betting on someone random blood eagling someone on a ship's mast?
yeah, so it's just
Yes.
these
2 birds with one stone. Start a war, blood eagle someone.
yeah, so it's it's literally you can gamble on anything. You just gotta
Okay.
write it down, and if it comes true, you're loaded.
Okay, can I have the
Usually,
other
these are
odds?
used as a security device where someone says, someone will break into my house, and if anyone ever breaks into the house, they know. But
Art.
There's some other uses, and these guys have figured it out. So that's what you'll be doing. You're over here with the half orc, half ogre, whatever he is, placing some dank ass bets.
Okay, can I have the other odds, please?
The other ones aren't listed.
It was only
Okay,
the
I'll
war.
just write down what I bet.
Yeah, you're basically told like, well, we don't really know about this, we don't really know about that. The Nikolai Mills sword, die in 2 months. He said it'll be fine, you know. The oak is also like, don't worry, they're pretty good about it. They're fair. But they're like, we have to calculate these things. We have to look into it. We don't want to just be cheated.
Okay. And what was my last one?
You bet that Nikolai would also die in 2 months.
For what, 5?
Yep.
Right? Okay. Okay.
So that's where you'll be. Meanwhile, the rest of the group. Elsie, you eventually find your meats, your street meats of some describe, and you still have some bread left. You guys have ended up walking, and you said you were going right. I guess, do you want to go deeper into the city, or what direction did you want to go?
I'm gonna buy some street meat. I'll drop a gold on it for everybody. Actually, no, you're paying for lunch.
Yeah, I
For
got
mine.
the coin purse. How much was in that coin purse anyway?
Now that you're looking through it, that's probably like 15 silver.
Oh, hell yeah, I definitely got it. I'll pay whatever. you need
Probably
out of
the
it.
most exotic meats, or like the probably the freshest ones would be down at the dock, since they're looking to get people off the boat.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, there's all sorts of places. I'm just gonna look for a place that smells good. Follow the news. It knows things. And at one point, like I pull out a notebook and some pieces of colored wax, and I start drawing. After we eat, I go up. I'm like, so do we still want to find the bird?
I suppose.
I think we
I
should,
go up
right?
to the closest stranger that doesn't seem to be like in the middle of an activity at the moment. Have you seen this bird?
I mean,
Have you seen them?
What's it to ya?
I don't know.
Howard,
I'm just trying to find my friend.
Call it like come on, I'm hungry. Just give me a piece of that meat.
I flip him a gold. Here you go, sir.
Yeah, they went that way. Like right down there. There's like a gambling place down there. He grabs the. I'll show you. Actually, I'll take you there.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Lead the way.
Gold works
Persuasion
every
is
time.
like good and all, but like bribery, so much more efficient.
He does indeed take you guys. You know, for a second you feel like you might get mugged as you're like taken down below the docks.
I'm really not that worried.
Yeah, I will say I'm
We'll
not
be
too
the
worried
ones
about it.
doing the mugging,
like-
most likely.
Takes you guys in there, and he immediately just goes,
What?
"Yeah, they came this way," and he just he beelines to a table away from you guys. You can see Tap Tap there by a crate next to a really, really big dude.
Does Tap Tap still look like Tap Tap, or do they look like a different bird?
Or like a sparrow.
Okay, I go up to Tap Tap,
I'm just gonna go out
and I'm
on
like,
a limb.
have you
and
seen this bird?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm just gonna go against the nearest wooden thing.
Okay,
It's just like you, isn't it?
I'm just gonna shake my head, but when, crap, what's your name? Sal? When Sal taps, I just whip my head and, like,
Salad
automatically. Yeah, but before you guys showed up, I would have turned to the big guy and said, "Two can play at this game."
It looks just like you, right?
The fuck?
Uncanny.
The guy looks and goes, "This is your babysitters?"
Unfortunately,
I'm looking right to Sal when he says that too. Like,
Eels.
Well,
fucking eels.
don't
They
worry.
wandered away.
I kept them safe for you.
I turn to him before I head out and go, "Name and business, please."
Me?
Little one is interested in you, I suppose. You look like you can handle yourself. Saw it at the bar.
Well,
you did great.
her name's Roll Dag Turner.
Well, if we get into any trouble, I know who to call.
Ghosters.
Rather you didn't.
Fair enough.
That's very understandable.
Well, thanks for watching out for the bird.
Anytime,
Okay.
ladies.
As a peace out, I just go, "Caw caw, mother cluckers."
I hate you so much.
And that he just kind of like waves to you guys while you're on your way out.
So, what trouble did you get into?
We do work hard.
Why do I even ask?
I don't know.
Alright.
Point.
At
We
first
do work
glance,
hard.
I thought you were smart, but you
Just
gave
a
the
bite.
line and you ask the bird questions as if they'll answer you. So like,
I can hope. I can dig. What? Give me a reason why we shouldn't just leave you here. What are you doing in the city? Why were you on the boat?
Looking for, waiting for something interesting to happen.
I mean, in a fairly roundabout way, when we were walking here, I heard about a archaeologist looking for ruins.
I had heard that too.
We could pick up a job. Yes, my love.
How big of ruins?
Not certain. I heard on the passers-by.
That'd be fun.
I had nothing else going on. We need to spend one day in an inn so I can exchange some pants for different pants.
Anything interesting in the
That's-
pockets?
Vague.
I don't know. I'm gonna start like rummaging through my bag, checking the pockets of like these pants that I stole.
Checking the pockets. Give them the old rummage through.
They're gonna be pissed when they found out they lost our clothes.
Are there any like are
Yeah,
the
they
belts good enough to keep? Are like the pants like would they fit anybody in the
Like they're all
party?
decent. One of them would probably fit A-Rod.
I'll take a pair of pants.
Yeah, I'll throw a pair of pants at him.
I mean, they're fine. You know, it looks like they're like leather-ish, but like super like tan to shit. So it's
Okay.
like they're almost stretchy. They've almost taken it to the point of like suede. Like it feels weird.
No rock 'em.
I'm gonna switch out some pants for other people's pants. Like I'm gonna give somebody the wrong pants in the middle of the night.
Okay, I love it. Great.
Drink first, then, and you hear the sound of like my coins clanking.
It is the middle of the day.
And I could not
like what
agree
you
more. Yeah, let's.
It's a party.
You do find in one of these pairs of pants, Assy, what seems to be a ring.
A ring.
And it's
Uh,
a nice ring and has like some sort of sigil on it.
Can I recognize it? Like, what metal is it?
Roll
Like,
a history check.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just realized something.
What?
John dies at the end.
Fuck off, Luca.
I thought you did that joke intentionally. That's a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
It's an odd little ring. It looks like there's like 2 O's and they're like crossed to make like an X.
Okay. I'm mostly looking like for the metal, like the worth of it, attempting to appraise it.
Just seems like it's like a piece of metal that's been hammered out. Probably like a silver, maybe.
It's probably more important to someone than its financial value.
Okay, I'll keep it for now.
I'm gonna hold out the watch and then look over at the ring and be like, "Yeah, we can open a jewelry store soon."
Eid. And then money clanking sound. I just point to my purse.
Okay,
Sweet.
let's go get drunk, party all night, find an inn.
On the way back to the inn, let's stop and see if we can pick up that job or get something going on.
I like the archaeologist idea.
I'm going a little stir
Who knows
crazy.
what we could find?
But you guys don't want to like stay here, cause some trouble?
No.
Alright, so you guys just kind of make your way over to like one of the cryo stones. So what a cryo stone is basically just one of those stones on top of a building, and every once in a while it just like yells something out. And it's a way that Char usually like spreads their news, and it's usually on a loop of some sort. So it takes a little bit to get there. Again, you guys hear a couple of things. You hear about the vote being held in 3 months in Black Hollow, a bunch of people in the running. You hear about, again, the murder that happened in Red Bay and a rat being found. You hear about a wizard who's trying to talk to his dog, and he's willing to pay if people are able to help. There's another guy who's an artist, and he's paying for models. And then finally, we get to the one you're looking for. It sounds like there's 2 ladies that are trying to hire guards or other archaeologists, and they're going to make their way down to Milscar.
I'm gonna go see if I can get a modeling job tonight.
So we try to
I'll
book
kinda-
that archaeologist gig for tomorrow,
Definitely.
and then party tonight.
And I am actually like, I kind of want to know more about these murders. Like, who the fuck shoves a rat down somebody's throat?
Someone who's trying to send a message.
Exactly.
Have you seen anything around? Any
what
markings?
part of your...
Can I roll a history knowledge?
On?
See if I've heard anything about this, like, sort of murder
Sure.
before?
Let's see where you go.
Oh, 19 on the die plus 3, 21, right?
22.
22.
Alright, so to your understanding, I have his name here somewhere. I know it's here.
How does having it somewhere help me right now?
I know I suck. I literally have it written down. I'll have to get you the name when I can find it in my notes. So to your understanding, it relates back to the people in the running for the seat of Alimony and the votes in 3 months. There's 4 representatives. One of them got killed, and they've shoved a rat down his throat. And now this other guy, Matthias, is apparently taking his place. As for the rat killings, you're aware that apparently there's just a group, and they're being called the Rats, and they seem very anti-Sigwolf, and they've been just killing pretty much any officials that have taken a stance. Anyone that's trying to like get Sigwolf influences onto Char, the Rats are apparently just targeting them and knocking them out.
Okay,
And
okay.
usually there's either a dead rat in the room or someplace on the person's body, and that's how they're marking their kills.
Creepy.
And there's a sigil or graffiti that's been left around in some places, and it's a silhouette of a wolf with a rat's tail coming out of its mouth. And some people think they're a gang, some people think it's a single dude that's a serial killer. They're not really so sure.
But it is something hinky.
Yeah, people are getting killed.
Can I find the ladies, or is it like a,
You can. They're easy
I will-
enough. There's an address. We'll take you to the nicer part of town.
Let's, as soon as you guys are finished up, I'd, like to follow this, get something lined up for us.
The modeling job, was it just like, come by, model, be done? Cause like,
Basically, yeah, he's just like, show on up, baby.
make some extra money before we go. I'm gonna drop by that and you guys figure out this, other thing.
I'll, just take a scrap of paper from my bag and I'll jot down the address on, like, the lady's address. Whenever
Okay.
you're done, we'll be in this area. Probably in some around here.
I'll figure it out.
If you're like
It'll
the
be
bird,
fine.
you're gonna get lost. You're gonna get adopted by a Goliath. How do you
Please.
get adopted by a
If
giant?
anybody's gonna adopt me, it's
Alright,
gonna be
so
a
you
dwarf.
want to go see these ladies.
Yep.
You want to go model. And the rest of you, where do you want to go? Drinking?
I'll follow him to go to see the two ladies about the job
Okay.
the archaeologist did.
I think I will too.
Okay. So, Tap Tap, where are you going?
Well, I have a trait called City Secrets, which lets me find my way very easily through urban environments, even if I'm unfamiliar with the city.
Okay.
So, first of all, while it's still day, I'm gonna go see if they have a morgue or any facility like that. Is that a thing?
Probably in some places, but it would be more like a university study, or it would just be a graveyard outside of town. So those are probably your best two bets.
I'm more comfortable in a university setting, so I'll go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who should I deal with first? The big group, the modeling gig, or the university? How about the big group first?
Sure.
Alright. So, you show up. It's, like I said, a decent neighborhood. It takes you a little bit to, like, find your way there. But you do recognize someone who's already inside. You get to the door, it's already open. There's a post and it just says, just come in, kind of thing. It's basically like a welcome invitation, right? And you just open the door and there's a nice table. Around this table, there's two ladies. Both of them seem to be half-elves. You know, they look very close, almost like sisters. They have long brown hair. One of them has it braided. They both have it braided. One has it over the right shoulder, another has it over their left. They're standing pretty closely. You recognize Talashar, the Yuntai that you're with. And then there's also a very handsome man. He has a pointed mustache, and he has a rapier on his side. And he has quite a few necklaces and jewelry. He looks almost like a noble.
Hey, Tal. Honestly, not surprised to find you here.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't. Do you know where they're going?
No, just heard about it. Thought it could be good to keep the old legs moving.
Well, I mean, I could tell you all about it, or we could save it for a surprise, but I think they're on to something, and as much as I'd like to stay and listen, I also too kind of want to see the celebration. They're supposed to have fireworks tonight. Did you know that?
No?
No. And apparently in Red Bay there's going to be a reenactment of the Vickers. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be a big burning boat and fireworks overhead. Lovely. Yes?
Sounds pretty interesting.
Do fireworks count as flame?
Yes,
Okay.
but they're very, very far away. Hundreds of feet up.
He knows
Shoot
where you're
self out of
going with
cannon.
it.
So, I mean, if you want, you could accompany to the fireworks. But I'll let you get to business first. Do you have an inn you're staying in?
We hadn't found anything yet. Found a bunch of stragglers by the wayside.
Well, this
then-
isn't something you should let take too long. It's quite busy today.
Yeah, probably the nearest inn. Money's not really an issue, so
No, it's
Not
not really
super
an
great,
issue as much as it's an issue of space, my dear.
I'm gonna give him like a side glance when he says money is. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not trying to spend that much money.
The
Speak for
fuck?
yourself.
The hell?
I mean, I've traveled a lot, but I haven't been here. I don't think I've ever really taken the time to go to Char. So, still a little new to it,
Okay, well,
but I'll take your word for it.
in case you do care, it's not exactly the best place, but I'm actually just staying at the Narrow Bells. Used to be a church, but they've opened it to a couple of people.
Alright. Well, I'll make a note of that.
That being said, this is our host. This is Danny. This is Sarah. And this is Matthias. He's actually just here. Father's not the most approving, so we're keeping you on the hush hush.
I'll give it like a little brief nod.
And he
Are
just kind of
you...
looks you up and down, and he just gives you a slight nod.
I'll turn to the sisters. Are you still looking for guides? Guards? What exactly are you looking for? I do have archaeology experience. I know the way around a sword.
They kind of like look to each other, and then one of them like stands up, and has like a very nice green dress on. Her eyes are also green to match the dress. Almost looks like a lady, you know, not quite a noble, but like just on that cusp. She goes, "We're really looking for any intellectuals, but as well as people that could help us get down there. Guards would be nice. Milscar is a bit of a ways, and we have to go past Stonehold and all of that. We've heard of a few people dying out in the woods. So guards, archaeologists, really anyone interested. It's kind of like a moving camp sort of thing we're trying to set up here. We
Alright.
don't even really know where to start either, but there's rumors that maybe humans should have a bigger seat at Harmony, and maybe there might be a city someplace on Char that humans had long before the elves.
I just kind of side eye that.
I mean, think about it. In Yun, they have all of the ruins. Why aren't there ruins here on Char?
Right. So hypothetically, how much would this pay?
Well, a discovery like this to show that humans were on Char. I mean, it's hard to quantify such a discovery.
It's groundbreaking information.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean,
If you
Since
just
you
want
put
to
it
come
like
along and
that.
be a guard, we'll pay for your meals, and we'll give you a silver a day. Just to, take a walk down the road.
plus anything that we encounter, anything you can get your hands on, you're welcome to keep.
And
Is that
Matthias
true?
kind of like clears his throat, and he goes, "And I'll be covering most of the pay. You have my word."
Okay. Kind of snug myself. in.
Where should we meet you back here tomorrow? What's the timeline look like?
Sarah
gonna be-
speaks up again. She goes, we are currently figuring that out. Not a lot of people have come at our behest. How many people are traveling with you? We were hoping to maybe get a crew of at least 8 people.
My companions, we're
It's okay.
numbering about 5.
Well, in that case, we could leave whenever you want, or we could wait another day or two. I know Tala here wanted to spend at least a couple of days here, see the celebration. It goes all week, so that's 6 more days, as it's only the Day of Shadow. Sorry, 4 more days. 3 more days? Sorry, it's been a long week for me.
That's fair.
We'll leave on the next day of fire, we'll say. 3 days.
Alright. Early morning? Noon?
Sure, and we'll meet at the western gates, or southern gates. Yes, let's do the southern gates.
Southern Gates. What do you call it? First break?
Sure?
Alright, then, you ladies enjoy your day. And we'll see you at the West Gate.
Okay. Tala just kind of like slips in next to you and she goes, fireworks?
Why not? Let's take a walk. Let's get set up at the tavern and see what the situation is.
Alright, so off you guys go, and then Assie,
Yes.
you end up going to what seems to be the largest mansion on the block.
Oh yeah.
As you approach the gates, there's already looks like a major domo who's just kind of like waiting out there.
I stop a little ways away from it, okay? I comb out my hair properly now that it's had a chance to dry a little bit. I put some hair clips in it that I managed to keep so far from ones that my father had made for me over the years, you know? Some nice things. I put on the few pieces of jewelry that I own. Mostly like silver stars, mostly like gold stuff with like star sapphires on it. Touch myself up a little bit. Check myself in the in the window of a shop. And I go up to the mansion door.
Okay. The major domo just kind of speaks up. He seems, he looks human, and he just, and his head's like bald, and it looks very, very shiny. And he just goes, "Do you have an appointment?"
No, I heard about a modeling job here.
Oh yes, of course. Please, just this way. And he opens the door and he calls, and there's another man, same bald head. Looks like they're trying to look identical, and like this is supposed to be their outfit and their look. And he escorts you through. And
Little
it's a very nice mansion, marble floors, big high vaulted ceilings. There's art adorning every surface in this wall, and they all have the exact same signature underneath them. There's paintings of demons, angels, but they all look like they're in like these weird little circles, or like magic circles. So like takes you through. Eventually you're led into like a very large study, and you can see some sort of like runes and stuff like that. It looks like it's been carved into the floor, and there's a single canvas, just completely blank. And the server at this point turns towards you, and he just goes, I believe I will let him know that you are here. Have you done this before?
Here and there.
How long can you sit still for?
As long as you're paying me.
Very good.
Good answer.
Please make yourself comfortable. The clothes, optional, maybe not. He'll see after he sees what like, yes.
I nod and start, like, looking around once the door closes, investigating the room.
Alright, just kind of like a brief glance around, or are you trying to, like, actually scrutinize things here?
Just more like looking for traps or things like that, you know?
Alright, roll an investigation.
Like if there's something that might be dangerous in here. That is 11. 11.
11? It's a lot to cover, so you don't get too far. The first thing you look at is the floor. As I said, it's marble, but at this point the marble work only goes up to this circle, and then it looks like it changes into like stone. Solid stone, and it looks like it's been carved, and there's like runes, and it's quite deep. It's maybe about like 3 inches deep, carved into the floor. And at the center there's like a single dais.
Okay.
On the far side, like I said, there's a canvas, there's a place for a bunch of paints, there's a simple seat. As you're looking over this, a man walks in. He has very nice robes, and he actually has a mask on, and you can't see his face. And he just kind of looks at you. He just gestures towards the dais.
I walk over to it.
And then in your head, you just feel the words, "Inspire me." And he, like, claps his hands, and the wardrobe descends, out of nowhere. It just kind of, like, appears.
Okay.
There's choices of clothes in there, hair things, you know, pretty much anything you can think of. There's costumes, there's masks, there's gowns, there's crowns, there's weapons.
I look for like stuff related to crafters, like aprons to wear for, like leather aprons that a blacksmith would wear, and like a tool belt sort of shit.
Okay. So he sees you're doing this, he kind of like starts to mumble under his breath, and you can see like around you kind of like a scene is forming. A faint backdrop of a forge, an anvil appears, and it starts to solidify before you on this dais. And then he just kind of sits back. You hear in your head, "Still." He just starts painting.
Okay.
And that will be it. Meanwhile, Luca.
Yes.
You make your way to this university. You probably have to ask around a couple of places. But, you know, you are pretty naturally gifted, even with poor directions. You don't need them. And you manage to find your way to what it seems to have been a church, and then it looks like it got turned into something else, and then there was another thing added on to it, and one side probably looks like it works as some sort of medical place. You know, there's just a tent attached to the side of this, what might have been a church of some sort, and it's just like weird. It looks like there's 3 buildings that have just been crammed together. You're able to just walk in if you want, or what's your approach to this?
What does it look like they study?
From the outside, doesn't really look like anything. You would probably need to get a closer look inside, but based on the splatters on the side of the tent, it looks like they probably work as some sort of field hospital and probably do some anatomy.
Okay. I'll take out my second tome and kind of make it visible, like strap it onto my hip, you know, straighten out my hat, and kind of saunter in.
Okay. So as you come in, this time there's just a human woman. She has her hair in a nice bun. There's also another guy, human as well, looks like he has a beard, but he's like kind of tried to like tuck it back in under itself, and he has like a very tight skin cap on. It's an odd look. They're wearing pretty loose white robes. Kind of looks like if a preacher decided to try to be a doctor, is kind of like what you're looking at here, outfit-wise. The man speaks and he goes, do you need a hand with anything? Are you feeling unwell?
No.
Okay, well, what can we assist you with?
Point to my book and open to like a blank page, like.
Are you in library? Hoping to. Okay. You looking for drawings? Knowledge?
Just take the whole thing.
The whole thing. Well, in that case, we are actually tonight we're doing some classes on anatomy. Cracking open mic night. It's open mic night. Besides that, got in the morning some skinning classes. That's more your thing, and that's just for deers. We don't skin humans. There's a fine line between beast and man.
Is there?
According to... Not really, no. It's really pretty much the same once you get underneath it. You got lungs, you got a heart. Some weird things we're trying to figure out what it is, but we will get to the bottom of how this body works. Can I get an amen? The girl goes, amen.
Okay, I'll just say amen.
Alright. So that's one for open mic night. You won't be opening mic, but you get to watch us open mic. We only have one mic. We can't risk it. Alright, well, tell you what. My assistant here, she'll take you. She'll get you some nice robes to wear. So you look the part. We'll get you a cap. I know how we'll get that on your head. You got a bit of a small head there. But we'll figure it out. For science.
I just, like, self-consciously, like, touch my head.
Don't worry. You ever think about donating your body to science? We'll talk about it. We're gonna see a lot of Kenkus, and he just kind of, like, ushers you off towards the woman.
This dude's like a more hyped Bill Nye. Like if Bill Nye was extra hype. Like this is him.
I'm just,
Just
For
like straight
science.
up,
We'll
like,
figure it out.
for fun,
He
and
says
go to a
that.
party and watch an autopsy. Like,
Yeah, that's basically what this is. Come on, come on.
he
I
says,
guess.
I'm assuming my disguised self would have dropped by now.
Yes.
Okay. When he says, have you ever considered donating your body to science? I just, under my breath, I'm going to cast Mage Armor. I grab a little piece of metal on my staff, kind of kiss it, rub it on my skin, whisper something under my breath. Yeah, and follow them onwards. But are we thinking of winding down for the night?
I was actually going to say this is probably where we will end it for tonight. And we'll get back to all you guys reconvening in the morning, 2 weeks from now, in real life.
Yeah, split the party 8 times.
Glad you guys
Yeah.
had fun, and thanks for joining us. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.